MMK Star, don't think that I did not see those bits coming in, and do not think that you're going to be able to avoid getting a song at this moment, because none of those things are true. You will get a song. Oh, yes, you will. Yes. Yes, you will. I'm just saying, there's no escaping from the music. Yeah, so I have to tell you something. It is this. It's not that. This is a ball that I use for my physical therapy for my wrist. But this is a megaphone. So, in honor and in thanks, great appreciation for the bits that MMK Star has just donated, bits that are free of the coronavirus. Oh, you know, I wonder what it is. Thank you, Rissa. Here, let me... you know, the thing is, that opening sequence of... that opening credit sequence is sort of loud. So, I always... But then I think the game itself is less loud, so it's this kind of madness right there. I have to tell you something. Somebody... Krellin, what do you want to tell me? But first, I'm going to sing We're in the Money, as sung by Ginger Rogers from the film Gold Diggers of 1933. That means in Pig Latin. Maybe I want to sing it like it's opera. No. Airway and hey, the anime. Airway and hey, the anime. Eve way up, gale out, way up, wakes to tit, gale on way. Airway and hey, the anime. E the ice gaze are on say. Oh man, did he ash and pray, ooh yari, ooh, tell you what's down way on way, oh. E way ever to eat red lands lay, have way brands lay, ooh, today. And we see the end, the will look at the eye, gear in the eye. We're in the money, we're in the money. We've got a lot of what it takes to get along. Hey! That's awesome. Hey, do you all remember when I did a whole stream in Pig Latin and that was awesome and I loved it and I miss it and I want to do it again sometime? That's all. Wait, after testing, somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. Krellin, I appreciate you very much. Hey, everybody, how are you? Oh, I'm good. Hey, Rissa, you were on that cruise, weren't you? I know that Mark and Ann were on that cruise. Were you on that cruise? I can't remember if you went or not. Kulan! Thank you for the raid, Kulan. What? What is that? My house, I'm gonna give you candy. Oh, I only got the last half of the... Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you candy. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you everything. Hey, welcome in. How are you doing? It is nice to see you. Oh no, it was Mark, Antony, and Denise. I have some friends who were on a cruise, and they were fine. They welcome in all of the friends. Hey, Kulan, I have a question for you. It's a raid. Hi, everybody coming up from Kulan's. Kulan, you're playing Beat Cop, right? Look, I feel like I should play Beat Cop. Is this true? Should I play Beat Cop? Did you enjoy the game? Did you love it? All your little, like, teaser posts for Beat Cop seem so intriguing, and then I want to know. Hey, Ice Bunny, welcome in from the raid. Raid, burn, and really, hold on. Well, in which case, I have a here. There we go. This is what I'm going to tell you. Here. There we go. This is it. This is what I have to tell all of you raiders. Ce n'est pas un raid. I'm just saying, this is not a raid. This is not a raid. Sorry, no Brad. No Brad. This is not a raid. Beat Cup is a lot of fun. There are multiple outcomes depending on what you do through the 21 days of the game. Oh. Is a raid. We all got the candy. Yeah, when you raid, you get candy. Somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Whoa, I always feel that somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? Thank you for the follow. That's amazing. Stukov81. Thank you so much for the follow. You know, we're at 601 followers now. And when we reach 750 followers, I take over the world. I'm not actually, I don't think that's actually how it works. But I mean, I feel like it works sort of like that. Like there's a, like you, I think when you reach a certain follower count, then I think you take over the world. Like I feel like that's how, I don't know, maybe I'm misreading all my James Bond films, but I feel like there's some kind of correlation. It's raining in San Diego. Oh, nice. I love a good rain. I love a good raid. This is not a raid, maggot. I've seen better raid from a bevy of babies. Right? Thanks. I'm like super excited about it. I feel like 601 followers is not 101 Dalmatians. So like I'm like 6 times better than all the Dalmatians almost. Ice Bunny says, speaking of candy, I'm snacking only a bit on my sweets because of the BS outside my door, which is good. Rissa asks, should we wait until after this pandemic thing is over before we push you into world dominance? Oh, yeah, no, Rissa, you're probably right. I probably should not take over the world right now. It's a little busy. I'll wait. All my plans to be a diabolical mastermind have got to be put on hold. How are you all? What are you all doing? How's everything in your end of the universe with all of this coronavirus? My end is, you know, Trooper would take better care of the world than the people currently running though. Trooper, that, you know, Carlin, that is probably true. That's probably true. Rissa said, but I don't want to start you off ruling the world on a downer. Thank you, that's very fair. Levi says, if you always wait for the world to be right before conquering, you will never be God Emperor. Levi, that's a good point. Except for maybe the leaders of South Korea. No, they're doing a good job. So I was just thinking about something the other day. I'm not now, but I'm going to figure out the best way. I think I'm gonna put, I don't know. You don't, so here's the thing. I'm gonna just show you something. I'm gonna show you something. So this is not everything. It's not everything, but I forgot how much I do when, this is all game related stuff. I forgot how much I do when I run RPGs. Like when I GM RPGs, I am, maybe I should worry about myself. Is it maybe a thing? So I forgot that when I run RPGs on, and I think it's because when I'm on stream, my note taking is a little bit sketchy. I mean, I have some notes from last night. This is like, these are all my notes. Do you want to know what they are? My notes from last night are Falke, 3 empathy. Regina is the mole. That's what he thinks. Jeanette autograph. Tango commits too many. I don't know what that means. Refugees in the basement. Killed was my question. Tango no, Jules no. Then just some notes about whether or not they killed someone or not. And then mechanic. And then banana shirt. Those are my entire notes from last night. Levi says, I don't know what that means. It's a great response to notes you've taken. It is. Like, I don't know. Tango commits to, and there's a word that looks like M-E-M-Y, but M-E-M-Y is not a word. Maybe it's not money. I have no idea. I have no idea what that note means at all. Trooper, you'll never forget banana shirt. Just says, and look, if you want to know, so you can see, banana shirt is in a box. So I made sure that you could that I would not forget Banana Shirt. That's all. Right, and Rissa points out, at least I have a VOD to go back to. And that's where I wanted to get to. I forgot that whenever I'm running RPGs, I always go back and rewatch the VOD before the next session. So like I actually, I forgot that my session, because I was doing it for this one here, I forgot that my session prep involves me spending about 3 to 4 hours just watching the VOD and taking notes, so that I have really, really good notes of what happened. And one of the reasons why I do that is because I do so much improv while I'm running the game. Like, I mean, I have thoughts, like I know what's happening in the universe. I was like, okay, I know that these pressures are happening, this is stuff that's going on. But I do a lot of improv in, like, so my improv is grounded, but I do a lot of improv, and so I always have to go back in the VOD to be like, what name did I give that person, and how did I, what description did I give them? So, you know, hey Takerosh, how are you? So it is. So I forgot that I was like, oh yeah, and it's so. I have another thought, but I'm going to read the chat here for a moment. Toad says, I caught the Resistance VOD last night. Good stuff. Also, happy Pi Day. Woo! If your name is Caesar, be careful tomorrow. I was thinking about going to the Senate on the Ides of March. Yeah, having the VOD is everything. Toad says, I found taking notes was easier if I waited until after the game and then just noted yeah, that's what I do. Like I rewatch the recording and then I take notes. Refugees in the Basement is my Rage Against the Machine cover band. That would be a really good one, actually. That would be a great Rage cover band. Unless you have released a record first, then you came too late. My players hated me because I would have such accurate callbacks and the fog of time between sessions wouldn't throw me. This is what it's about. This is, well, yes. Banana Shirt is my They Might Be Giants cover band. Why is my chat so full of great people is what I want to know. Who have the best cover bands ever. Hide your knife well. Thought I could do my part of the war effort. Wait, what happened, Ice Bunny? What happened? Oh, yeah, we don't have fate points now. That only happens when we are in chat. When the actual game itself is, that should be. It should. I think it's off, right? Manage reward requests. It should be paused. Okay, it is. Yes, it should not be available because they only get 4 per session, and you know I don't want them to. Right. So if every time I stream they can get more, that's too much. Hey Kulon, I'm Endatomica. I'm having a good day. Hello. It shows up, but I don't think you can ding it, right? I don't think you can ding it. I didn't give them any fate points because everyone else was so generous. And Hide Your Knife Well is my Alice Cooper cover band. You know, so the thing is that one, this is where I was going to go. I was talking to somebody who was like, oh, would you be on this RPG show? And I was like, when would it be? And like, it would be on Fridays and it would end at like 7. And I was like, oh, I cannot do that because I have a game at 7. And they're like, oh, but you don't need turnaround time. Like you can just like go from the game right to like being a player in this game to GMing this other game. And I was like, oh, no, I cannot. I mean, first off, we have a 6:30 call time, which people have not, like, because there's been a lot of stuff going on, people have not been able to get there at 6:30, which I'll tell you what, has had an impact. When people just come in right before time, I'm not able to do all of the checks, as we have seen, by the way, when I was like, oh no, the audio is weird this time, but hopefully everyone will be able to get there 30 minutes ahead of time so we can make sure we do all the audio and all the checking. But my point is, by the way, because I do have a point, my point is that I need my time. I need my time before a show starts, and not just the 30 minutes when the cast gets there and we go through stuff, but also I need another 30 minutes before the cast gets there to set up everything. Ooh. Somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Whoa, I always feel that somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? Helm Hamburger Hand, which is different from Hamburger Helper. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Hang out with us. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. So yeah, I'm gonna do another Friday one later in the semester, but like I just need some lead time because I've got things to put together. You know. Hey Nephilim, is class canceled? So here's how that goes. Is class canceled? No. Not exactly. No. All of our students have been told they have to leave campus, and they had 6 days to do it in, so they all had to leave. They're like, you have to get out of campus. So all of our students are moving out right now. So if you hear a lot of loud students in the background, that's what that is, because they're all moving. And I have been told I have got spring break, which is starting this week. I've got spring break to turn all of my classes into online classes and figure out how to continue my classes remotely. So all the students are being sent off hither and yon, and I'm going to be spending the next couple of days working out how to bring my class online. On the plus side, I am a professional. I'm a semi-professional. I'm very unprofessional. I'm a quasi-professional streamer. So I do know how to do things online that involve audio and video. So I might be better than some other folks in my life. So, yeah, that's all I'm saying. We're Not Worthy is my Alice Cooper cover band. That's a good one. Giving the resistance points for days, and I tend to be so sleeping when you're alive. Well, it's okay. At the moment, they're maxed out on their points. Also, I really like the idea of using channel points for RPG stuff. I like it because here's the thing, in case you care about this. There are some channels where you give money to do stuff, and I understand that they do that because they need to fund the channel, and I totally get that. All that, I get it. But I never liked that. You know what I mean? It always made me feel like, I don't know, people who don't have money, they may feel bad about it, and I don't know. I didn't like it. I mean, I feel like if you want to give money. If you don't. But it's a really nice thing if you do. But I don't know, just like spending money for stuff for bennies. I don't know. But the channel points are free, and anyone can rack them up. And I just feel better about that. It makes me feel good. Toad says back-to-back games is too much. Stop feeling like games, start feeling like work. I mean, the thing is, I don't mind doing 2 games on a day. I've done that before. Like I've done 2 streams on the same day, and that's all right. I just need some gap time because I need time to recenter myself and go through my notes and think about things. So that, you know. Hey, Soy Furious, how are you doing? Welcome in. How are you? Hello. Takerosh says, I've just cut my hair in a fashion which makes me look like a chubby Zangief who just trimmed his beard and mohawk. Hey, Zangief, that may not be bad. It could be good. And by the way, Trooper, it's just a dream. Life could be a dream. Shaboom, if I could take you up to paradise up above. You can't cancel class. It's societal framework, Kappa. It's really interesting, though, about Kulan, about studying, canceling classes. And I have some concerns. Well, we're not actually canceling classes. We're just going remote. Yeah, Levi says, I have a pretty big leg up on almost all my colleagues. And that is true, actually. Nephilim says, oof, good luck. I'm still working face-to-face business. Ooh. Well, I am crossing my fingers. I mean, I actually know how to use a computer, and some of my colleagues don't. So, I mean, you have framework set up for that kind of online interaction and experience doing it, much more than some other teachers, I'm sure. That is true. But Trooper, I have so many channel points. You need more RPGs. I might. And don't worry, I will get there. And then the thing is, Fate really only has one mechanic that you can really think about, and that's fate points. But there might be other games where there might be other things you can do. Like if it were D&D, I imagine there are more things you could spend channel points on, you know? Like, I imagine there are things, you know, I'll ponder it. Levi says, yeah, Trooper, I think channel points is a lot better way to do that. Right, it feels better to me as well. Don't let your coworkers know that you know how to stream. You know, don't worry, I'm not. Yeah, well, I'm working on the 6th fate point for the resistance. I see you. I don't think anybody can give points right now. Like, I put it on pause. Nephilim says, oh, I need to start watching your French Resistance RPG and maybe watch Melville's Army in Shadows. There have only been 2 episodes so far, so it's not too bad on the catch up. Oh, good, it's sold out. Good. Thank you, Krellin. Because there's a thing where you can pause it and unpause it, and I try to keep it paused during non-shows. But my checklist, y'all. I wanted to tell you something. Oh, Army of Shadows. Ooh, I have to tell you something. I was going to tell you something, and now I think I forgot what it was. RPGs. Channel points, we talked about that. Javai says, I honestly like any use of channel points on top of just unlocking emotes or selling alter emotes. Yeah, I also want the channel points to do a little bit more, and I was like, what can I, because like all this time I've been thinking, what can the world can I do with these channel points so that they do something interesting? And I was like, oh, wait, I can maybe use them, and Krellin, do some dishes. But I also have a thought about this because, so like, I'm gonna tell you this thing. I'm gonna tell you a thing. Cool, but in a second. Kulan says, I'm just happy having hit affiliate. Kulan, you didn't tell me. Any subs and such is totally unexpected. I'm just planning to add things as I go along now. Kulan, you did not tell me that you hit affiliate. Kulan, I need to... should I sing you happy birthday? Maybe, I don't think we sing happy birthday for affiliate, right? I mean, I don't know if that's true, but I'm waiting for Trooper to get to the boring part where he pretends he plays games. I do pretend to play games sometimes. Takerosh, vive monsieur, tout près JP. Thank you. Yeah, channel points can do interesting things. Poke. I set up channel points for a hydrate reminder to save my voice. Chat will notice more easily than me, and then extra to catch the topics. Oh, that's very cool. I don't know. I feel like... Kulan, congratulations, that's really awesome. That is really great. And you know what's interesting, Kulan? I'm gonna just say this because I don't know if you know. Do you know how few people make affiliate? I think it's easy to think, oh, affiliate's so easy, everybody it's affiliate. But actually, if you look at the number of people streaming, and then the number of people who are affiliates, and then the number of people partners, the number of people partners is actually really quite small. But so is the number of affiliates. I mean, the number of affiliates is way more than it is partners, but compared to the number of people streaming total, it's actually quite a small number. And so congratulations, that is an accomplishment. And I'm really happy for you. I was like, oh, yay. I will also say, I have this strange feeling that Helmut is the new Olga. I would describe them very differently. It's not that easy to get affiliated, right? And you'd think it would be, but it's not. I think of Helmut and Olga as being very, very, very different sorts of people. Yeah, I think of them as being very different in the sense that they have very different motivations and very different responsibilities. In the sense that, like, Olga, who was the Politruk, the political commissar in the Night Witches game that I ran, she was... Well, first off, she'd been victimized in her life in ways in which, so she thought of herself as an underdog in certain ways, and she was reacting to trauma. She was reacting to a lot of trauma, but also she was very... Like, she was a leader, right? Like, she had a leadership role wherein a bunch of people were her responsibility, and her main motivation was to keep those people safe, right? Like, what she wanted to do was to make sure that the people in her charge remained safe, that there were no traitors, that they remained ideologically pure, that the state was not undermined. Like, she had a lot of her self-motivation for herself was constructive, right? She felt that she was like, she had direct people that she was invested in, whereas Helmut is in charge of army intelligence, military intelligence, and he's not invested in his people in the same way, right? He doesn't think of himself as the guardian of his unit. Yeah. His motivation is different, so they're coming from different spaces. It's not like he thinks I mean, he of course thinks he's doing some sort of greater good, but he does not care as much about the people under his command. Yeah, they've got very different attitudes about things. They have very different attitudes about things, is what I'm gonna say. But Carl says, Olga's my favorite. Olga, cool. I'm happy to finally get to Raid Trooper. Daylight savings times. Oh, hey, happy daylight savings time change. Also, I mean, I would have liked that extra sleep, but it is what it is. Jeanette has reminded me of Anastasia, annoying at first, but eventually you love her. Here's the question, Void. By the way, Void Smoker, what amazing art, right? What amazing art. I have to say that. What amazing art. For reals. I think what's interesting here's the question I have. See, I like to make NPCs wherein there's some questions that I have. That art is just so beautiful. My clocks don't go forward until the end of the month. Oh, that's nice, Kulan. That is nice. Get a little bit extra sleep time. So the thing is, one thing that I really like to do is I like to set up, I like to make NPCs where I don't know what the players will do with them. Do you know what I mean? Like some people might think, oh, this is a villain NPC, and this NPC here will be their best friend, right? You know what I mean? Like, they sort of think of like, this is like the goofy sidekick NPC. Well, this is this PC. This is that NPC. And I tend to think, I'm like, okay, none of my players are in chat, right? None of my players in chat right now. Since none of my players are in chat, I can tell you this. So Jeanette is a collaborator, right? I mean, she's a collaborator. That's what she is. She's not, make yourselves known, you spies. She's not, I don't think of her as controversial statement. I don't think of her, like, she's not an evil person, right? She's not an evil person, but she is a collaborator. She is dating a German officer, a high-ranking and important German officer, and she's letting that influence and power get to her head because she's never had it before. And she, right. So how are the players going to feel about her, right? I don't know how they're going to feel about her. Wait, that's not completely true, Trooper. You made Hick to be an annoying liability, and he's an annoying liability. Well, that's okay, that's fair. That's fair. But on the other hand, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to talk to him more and find out more about him and his hopes and dreams, and maybe they'll like him. Maybe they won't, because he is an annoying liability, but they might get another relationship with him. He might go from being an annoying liability to being like really dangerous and like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know where that's gonna go. Yeah, even if it started out as a way to survive, things get weird and twisted. Exactly, Levi. She would have been so shamed after the war, so bad, like they did with the Danes. Yeah, she would. And that's the thing. Here's Jeanette, and after the war, it's like, if she survives this war, it's not going to go well for her once the war is over. And so that's a question that I think is really interesting. Here's this person who, like, she's not, like, torturing people. She's got a family, right? She's got hopes and dreams, but she is collaborating with the Nazis, and in ways in which she's getting things that other people are not getting, right? And so I don't know what the players are going to do with her or how they're going to feel about her, and I don't know how I feel about her. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to do her as best as I can, in that she's a little complicated, but I don't know what's going to happen, and I don't know how they're going to feel about it, and that's interesting to me. That's interesting to me, right? To not know what's going to happen with that. Tango talked to him, and it took two sentences for him to get super annoying liability who's also a chauvinist. Yeah, but here's the thing. Hi PH, welcome in. Hi, I was talking about you last stream. She's also lording those things over other people rather than trying to help people. Yes, she is, Levi. Yes, she is. And so I'm really interested to see where that's going to go. And here's the thing, Krellin. He is... How do I put this? He is a chauvinist, but he's a chauvinist in a way that was pretty standard for that time and also sometimes for now, in that he thinks he's being a romantic, right? He's like, oh, there's a woman, she's hot, and I love her, and like, of course she'd want to marry me. Like, there's like he's that guy that many of us know, that many of us would see in romantic comedies, that our romantic comedies would say is endearing and sweet and charming, right? Because he felt love at first sight, and then he loves her, blah, 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 and he'll make, a grand romantic gesture, that sort of a thing. He's in a 20-something body that is in the wrong place. Daylight saving times is the worst. Yeah, he's a standard dumb teenager. He is. It's just he's in a 20-something body that is in the wrong. Yes, right. Like he's like 21, right? He's around that, so he's still pretty young, and right? He's. It's easy to forget the people who actually wage war to be very young. They do. They tend to be very young. I was just watching the show, almost caught up. Ooh, tell us how you think. Ew, romance movies. I love it first sight. Yeah, it's super sketch, but like I'm thinking about, speaking of super sketchy things, because I love to bring up super sketchy things apparently. Do you know that photograph, that famous photograph when World War II ends, when the sailor is kissing the nurse, and like you see him and he's like, oh, I just went off the screen this way. Yeah, and he's like, he's like bent her back and he's giving her that sort of kiss and a dip. Creepy as Trooper's kink. That photograph, like that was not a consensual kiss at all. She did not know that guy. She did not know who he was. He just grabbed her and kissed her, and she was like, this is awful. And we hold this photograph up as this great romantic moment, and I think about him that way, right? I think about him in that way in which he's a chauvinist, and I don't think that most people in that time period would think of him. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. I think most men at that time period would not think of him as a chauvinist, and quite a few women probably wouldn't either. And so I'm thinking about him in that way, that he's ooh yeah, people smuggler part. Yeah. Right? Like, yeah, so he's yeah. PH is like, I love all the devil's bargain stuff. Yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah, Tango's reaction was informative. It proves Tango's weird. Oh, and he is. And it's so interesting. I don't know if it's going to come out, but we talked about this. And Tango has a kind of an interesting backstory that makes his attitudes make sense. But his attitudes are different from the norms at the time. But there's a reason why he has those attitudes. And I was like, oh, that's really cool, and it makes me very happy that Tango exists in a way that is historically informed, and so that is he's a Time Lord from the 21st century. Yeah, that's right, toots. I mean, so I'm excited for this group, and I'm excited to see where they go. Right, I'm excited to see where they head from here, because they have got they've got some choices, and I don't know what they're gonna do. And there was I'm excited for the cast. I was, yes. There is a thing that I've been wanting to tell you about it, and that is this. This is session 2, no combat, and they don't know either, so it's a good fit. Yes. So I was thinking about the fact that there was no combat, and I was thinking about combat or lack of combat in an RPG. And here's the thing about how I GM when I'm GMing in my comfort zone. Fate isn't combat. Well, it can be, right? There's like an entire combat mechanic if you want to go and do that. And like, I suppose you could play like high combat Fate. And this is the thing, Levi said that the Nazis in the club felt very combative. And that is one of the things that I'm going for. I want there always to be, yeah, it's true, Carl. There is a conflict mechanic which can be combat. And yes, that is correct. And PH's social combat is the most tense. And what I wanted to say is, the weird thing about that kiss photo is 2 to 3 different people have claimed to be the man or the woman. The concept of just don't grab people still stands. Yes. One of the things that I think is that I hope to get is I want there to be a sense of Levi says, if you're getting into gunfights all the time, you're probably not a very good spy. Yes. And to sort of go back, hey, Crit Twitch, something that Levi said is that the Nazis in the club felt very combative, and that is something I wanted to get for. Krellin points out that physical combat is played with the same system as social posturing or even mental maneuvering, which I love. PH asks, James Bond isn't a good spy? No, he is not. He's a terrible spy. And I'm gonna say the very controversial thing, PH knows. But I have to rant this. The earlier the James Bond films, the worse of a spy he is. He's so bad. He's so bad at his job. He's the worst spy. He's so, okay, Levi says James Bond is Special Forces. He just tells people who he is. That's actually, if you think about him as like Special Forces, that works better. But even then, he gets caught an awful lot because he has sex with people he really shouldn't. He's like, I'm on a secret mission into Monte Carlo, and some random hot woman just shows up and is like, hey, James Bond, do you want to have sex? And he's like, I'm sure she's not secretly a villain. I'll just have sex with her. And then he gets captured. It's like, he's just so bad at his job. He's so bad. He's so bad at his job. Yeah. James Bond is the person in my Six Sins in as a distraction for all the actual agents. I actually think that's amazing, Krellin. I love that idea that while he's running around with this big spotlight on him, there are all these other agents being like, okay, this is what's going on. That would be an amazing thing to work into the next Bond films. I would love that. So what I want to say was, one of the things that I really want is I want this feeling of danger, right? Like, I want this feeling that there are these Nazis in the bar and there's no fight right now, but there could be. Do you know what I mean? Like, I always want that feeling of like, if this goes badly, I mean, if this goes badly, do you know what I mean? Like, it's that feeling of if this goes badly, it could at any moment erupt into violence, and they have to watch themselves so that it doesn't, right? This is the sort of the feeling that I want to go for. And sometimes I feel like Twitch will freeze the stream just so I reload to have to watch another ad. Probably. I thought for sure that was the point of our Watchmen game, was who would send costume vigilantes on a spy mission. He's got the Navy rank of commander, he does. Knots in the Bar is my very poorly named Rammstein cover band. And the thing is that I don't know if there will be combat. There might be. And if there is, I've got a lot of special rules in place that make combat more dangerous. I'm using weapon ratings, so getting shot with weapons is going to be a lot of shifts. And I have slower recovery, so they recover from injuries much more slowly. So, I mean, so I want that feeling, and I also want a feeling of paranoia. I want a feeling of paranoia, and I'm excited. I'm excited to make them all paranoid. Is really what the case is, to be honest. A lot of people died from being shot. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Let's see. We just learned something. I'm gonna have to add this as a quote. Excuse me, everyone. I need to add our quote. Add quote. A lot of people died from being shot in, but paranoia will destroy. Yeah, in World War II. And this is Levi, 62, 2020. Boom. We have a new quote. We just learned something. Everybody, what did we learn? We learned we learned things here because it's the academic foxhole. We learned one does not hide a body in a locker. One temporarily stores a body there so someone can discover it later. It's like wrapping a present in thin steel. Corpsemas. Thank you, Sal. 2017. Oh no! Levi, I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna fix it. I will fix it. Ever seen that Danish movie, Flame and Citron? It's an interesting take on resistance movie stories. No, I haven't, but I should. I'm gonna write that down. Danish movie, because I love looking at resistance films. Flame and Citron resistance movie. Danish. Ooh, I'm excited. I'm excited to see that. He's a bullet caliber. Oh yeah, no, it's true. He is. I need to turn you into a bullet, Levi. I just watched Hunters, which had a lot of flashbacks to the concentration camps, and a lot of people got shot there as well. I'm just saying, right? That is all that I'm saying. Here, we're gonna pretend to play the game while we're chatting. Is what we're gonna do. Flame and Citron. So I have to make overlays and set up my channel for my academic stream, and I've got a lot to do. Oh, but guess what, everybody? Oh, it has Mads Mikkelsen. Ooh, Mads Mikkelsen. Anne Frank died of an infectious disease she caught in the camp, not from execution. Oh, Flammen og Citron. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see it. What else did I want to tell you? There was a thing that I was like, yeah, this is a chopstick. Don't ask me why I have a chopstick, but I have a chopstick. These are true things about me. Yeah, so I'm really excited to sort of put them in situations where they damaging yourself or others while you're out. Oh, thanks. Also, how's our inventory right now? Our inventory's fine. Right, for some reason they have translated the title in the English market. I guess Flame and Lemon sounded silly. It's my jaunty chopstick. Void Smoker, by the way, I don't, it's for my hair. It keeps falling out. I'm gonna bring Ellie and Felix this time, I think, is what I'm gonna do. Even though I love Parvati a lot, I'm gonna bring Ellie and Felix because they're my Damn the Man group, so I felt like we could try that out a little bit, see how that goes. You know, it's citron. I feel like we know that word in English, right? Right? Yes. I think. Nerdsmith! I feel like I need to do like some kind of clapping cheerleader thing, like we are Nerdsmith. We are. I don't know how you do ends if you're a cheerleader. Nerd Smith. I feel like I did not spell out Nerdsmith very well with my cheerleading skills. I feel like I was really bad at that. I just, I'm feeling really bad about it. I'm feeling like I feel like I didn't do a good job there. Nerdsmith, I miss you too. Hey, Nerdsmith, how are you doing with the coronavirus over there? I hope you're doing well, right? How are you doing over there? Oh, by the way, Void Smoker, I loved the little book of poetry that Regina had. Like, one thing I love about your art is you've got such great little details, like the little banana shirt, like you have, and then like the car. I love all the little attention to detail you have, and that makes me very, very happy. Was Hulsen's Group not also a film about the Danish resistance? I don't know. We should write one. We are nerds. We are Smiths. We are nerds who smith. We are Nerdsmith. I think maybe that's PH is quiet because he's looking up Dutch resistance movies. Oh, I just wanted to tell you, our country was the first confirmed case in California. Our county was the first confirmed case in California. Now we have 2. UC Davis has set the students and teachers to work from home. Me too, but haven't sent the support staff home. So Tessa goes to work to sit there doing nothing. Yeah, I mean, right now I'm working on having to turn my classes into remote classes because they've sent all the students home. The students are now running through the buildings, trying madly to. And the thing is, my students there, you know, I've got international students. I've got, yeah, you know, like I've got a lot of different stuff going on, and all my students, and I'm really worried about them being able, and like some of our students are poor, and they may not be able to afford just getting a plane ticket the last second. Some of my students may not have a place to stay. So like, you know, I'm just generally worried about my students. But the first generation center, we have a center for first generation and also low income students. And that center is working really hard to make sure that our students are going to be okay. And also our students were able to petition to stay in the dorms if they really couldn't leave. So while most of the students are being sent home and most of them probably will be gone, some of the students I think might be able to stay in the dorms. And I think also there will be a dining hall open, so they will have also food. So I just want to make sure that, you know, our students are okay, right? Because I do worry about that. What witchcraft is this? Trooper already has the game open by 1:15. I mean, the game's open. It's currently in its drifting moment, but it's open. Yeah. And so it's good at least that there is this, that we have some kind of things. But I mean, the thing is, they do not have kitchens. Well, we do have these little mini kitchens in each dining hall for our, they're very small kitchens. They've got like a stove, microwave, a refrigerator. It's like, you know, small. I mean, but you can cook. You wouldn't want to sort of rely on that for your life if you have a full dorm. Nephilim says, yeah, it's even worse for K through 12 schools. Schools are a point of access for a bunch of services. Yeah, right? And, oh, yeah. And the thing is, here's the thing. So, as you all know, or those of you who don't know, now you know. If you don't know, now you know. I'm a teacher in the music department, so I teach music history. And the thing is that in a music department, you know, we have a lot of people, like we have all these student workers whose job it is to sort of be support staff for our concerts, and or they work in the library, or they are like the practice room monitors, and all those students are going to be out of work, and they need that money to survive. So at the moment we're talking about, I think our department is going to, I don't know what the university's policy is, but our department chair is really good, and I think that our department chair is going to make sure that our student, I think he's going to try to make sure that our student workers get paid anyway, even if they're not actually working. So I mean, I hope we have the money for that, but like we should, because these students need that, you know, so our students need work. And like, what about our dining facility workers? We're shutting down most of the dining facilities. Are they going to get paid? You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people, all those services, like there are services that are going to get shut down, and those people also need to pay their bills. And so, you know, like I hope everything's going to be okay with them. What are schools doing about all the money students spent for rooms and meal plans for the semester if they're being sent home? Well, Volpez, there's going to be a refund. There's going to be a refund for the room and board. But I think it's going to be prorated, and yeah. So our university is going to be prorating it, but still. My local school district is still serving breakfast and lunches for anyone on reduced, what my state calls assistance for school meals. Oh, that's really good, Levi, because some people really rely on those meals for food, and you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I think about the coronavirus, and I know that the coronavirus is scary, and people are really worried about the impact on older people or people with compromised immune systems. Oh, I need to email a friend of mine. But also there's this economic toll for working people who are in gig economies, people who are musicians or artists, people who rely on interfacing with the public. Like, and I think about, I mean, and I do, I'm a teacher, but I mean, we're going to be working on remote and seeing how that works out. But, you know, I think about all those people who can't do that. Yeah. Rissa says, I'm glad to hear your university is trying to take care of the students who can't go home. I had an editor in the UK cancel their training session the other day due to student-related issues, which I imagine were similar to the student freakouts you mentioned in one of your other... Yeah, my students are freaking out. Like, my sophomores aren't freaking... My sophomores and first years are not freaking out because I don't think it's really hit them yet. But my seniors are really freaking out, as are my juniors, because they're like, wait, you know, like, what are we going to do? Nerdsmith says, we have a lot of magician and musicians friends that are going to hit hard times. Yeah. Support your gig people with Patreon and Ko-Fi. Coffee. ASAP if you can. Agreed. Yeah. Levi says, oh yeah, what's great is friends of mine are starting to wonder out loud, wait, what do those kids do in the summer? I'm so glad you asked. Right? And also, if kids are being sent home, here's the other thing. If kids are being sent home now during the school year, that means parents have to think about childcare. And if both parents work, what are they going to do with their kids? Right? Because if both parents work not from home, they're going to need childcare for that child. But I don't know whether or not childcare places are still open or whether they're shutting down childcare places.
Like, feels like getting into trouble.
Oh, totally, Ellie. Is Ellie telling me that we should play? We're totally going to do that. I found a good top 10 list of Dutch resistance movies. I linked it in Discord. Oh, thank you. Compromised immune system here is terrified. Oh, Toad, I am thinking about you, and I have another friend that I need to think about as well. And just,
you think the people in Stellar Bay ever get used to this smell?
I don't know. I have to just check in. I have to check in with him to make sure that he's okay, because he also has a compromised immune system.
Something on your mind?
No. Yeah. But also, yeah, there's going to be a huge secondary impact from all the events being canceled. Right. And it's, yeah. And I've been, hey, before we actually go anywhere, why don't we just take a walk a little bit around this zone that we don't need to be walking around, and just seeing if there's anything interesting hidden, and we can like look over railings and, you know, just like check out what this place looks like. Volpa says, yep, this just took away at least 2/3 of my income this year. This is the busy time of the year for its Volpas. That is so... that's really awful. The Yacht Club? Monarch? This place looks industrial. This place looks industrial, doesn't it? Or worse, says Rissa, if any of the parents can't work remotely or their businesses closes, that's an additional stress with kids home all day. Yeah. Like, what if they're, like, what if, yeah, Krellin says, I think all this virus stuff is overblown, but I also already don't go outside ever. Right, yeah, I'm in Stellar Bay, right? Like, I feel like I've been doing some stuff. Oh, hey, this is stealing. Yeah, let's do it. We're gonna just steal this. I mean, it's right here. I'm just saying. Hey, do you think we can jump on this? Because if there's one thing I like doing in video games, it's jumping on things. Apparently not. It's fine. Oh, hey. That's all. Yeah, so I'm a little worried about the impact this will have on... Ooh. And it's... Yeah. I don't understand the system they have of things being scarce, but also just leaving them lying around. That is a bit of a question. They just leave some things lying around? I don't even know. Trooper's actually playing now. Time to do dishes. Well, you know. Oh my gosh. Is next week when you're coming on the Power Hour? Oh, you should DM me about this. We are Nerdsmith. We should talk. DM me so that we can set it up. And I also need to talk to Polished because I've got spring break this week, which is not really a break for me at all, to be honest. Insert captain's identification cartridge to initiate remote landing. Huh. I will check, but I think we did schedule it. Tell me, because it's probably in there. Hold on. Let me see. Are you not have folks that made it through the sickness to make vaccines? I don't know. Hey, this game is super impressive. Calendar. Calendar. What are we looking at? What are we looking at? My calendar just populated. What's going on here? Game night, Witcher, streaming, French Resistance, Nerdsmith Power Hour on Wednesday. Yep, right on Wednesday. This is it. Wednesday, and I've got 11:30. So Wednesday at noon, I'm gonna be on Nerdsmith's Power Hour. Yeah, boom. It's in my calendar. Which means I just need to make sure I put that in the calendar for next week when I update the calendar. Yeah. Yes, I'm so excited. We're gonna Power Hour Nerdsmith. Yeah, this is a really MMK Star. This is a good game, and you're gonna see it because I'm gonna actually interact with people at the moment. Monarch Stellar. Ouch. I just fell off a thing, everybody. I just fell. Noon Pacific. It's noon. Okay, hold on. It's noon Pacific. Let me make sure that's in there. Hold on. Let me edit this. It should be. So that's noon Pacific. So that is 2:30. 2:30 my time. Okay. 2:30 my time. Updated. Because it's good thing we checked about it. I knew you were going to get this flaw. Wait, what? Wait, I haven't even read this flaw yet because I want to see what chat is saying. I think you need this flaw then. Or that would be offered at any rate. He missed the elevator. I missed the elevator. Tuesday missed the elevator. The thing's a safety. Clearly it's a safety hazard. I don't think I end up taking any of the flaws. Have you taken any of them so far? I haven't gotten a chance to take any. This is, I think, maybe the first time or the second time I've ever been offered one. God, glad I remembered so much going on. Yes. What is this? Spacer's Choice found a flaw in you. Flaw tutorial. No, I've never had a flaw before. This is my first one. Artie Snack. Hi, Artie Snack. I took one flaw, but I don't think it was worth it. All right, what does this say? During your adventures, things may happen to your character that can trigger a flaw offer. Taking the flaw is optional, but doing so provides you with a perk. The choice is yours. Hold to continue. All right. Acrophobia. After repeatedly falling from great heights, you no longer function well when the ground is far beneath you. Phobic. Dexterity -1, perception -1, temperament -1. Oh my gosh. Everybody, what do we do about this? Do I take this flaw? Oh my gosh. I have to think about whether or not this would be in character for Jezza to have acrophobia. Those penalties only apply when you're up too high. Okay, So this, okay, look, this is the question I have to ask you all. We have to think about, so here's what I think, okay, look, we need to think about this in terms of characterization. You just said you loved, right, this is true. I feel like his falling off of things might make him more thrill-seeking. Like, this is Jezza Carmichael, our hacker bad boy. I just think, yeah, I think that he becomes more risk-taking is what I think, rather than being afraid of heights. I was struggling to find perks I wanted to take by the end. Oh. Also, I apparently fell off an oh, that's an elevator, everyone. There's an elevator there, and I fell off it. So,
I gotta sign you in.
Me? Do you not see that I'm not feeling well? I've got blood vision. I'm struggling right now. You don't care, do you? Do you not care that I'm injured? Whatever. This guy, look, I just want to point out that I fell off of this platform and almost died, and this guy clearly does not care. I think she just boosts my...
Something on your mind?
No, she doesn't care about me. I think she boosts my healing when I heal, but I don't think I need to take a healing potion. Oh, you know what I can do? Hold on. Nephilim says, I cannot believe it's snowing right now. It snowed like one day this winter. Oh, really? Is it snowing? Where are you at? I think I can take some food. Like, I bet there's some food here I can take. Like, what does this do? Natural health regeneration. Let's just use this. We're gonna just eat a little bit of food, so we'll regenerate our health just a little bit faster. Oh, you're in Portland? Oh, my vision's clearing a little bit. That makes me feel better. Now I can talk to this guy.
I don't think I've seen you around. That means you must be new to Stellar Bay.
I am.
You are new here, right?
Well, that is my ship on the landing pad right next to you.
I knew it. See, I made what you call a logical deduction.
Uh-huh.
You must have seen those UDL gunships on your way in. There's only 3 of them these days. Still, they tend to scare folk off.
What are they doing out there?
You may not have heard, you being new, but Stellar Bay hardly ever gets off-road traffic. Us being cut off by the board and all. Which means I never get to do this part, but I've been practicing, so here goes.
Okay.
On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar Bay, home of the freshest Sal tuna and halcyon. Please state your name for the records.
Hey, I have a thought about this game right now. I want your thoughts on this. So video games are super accurate. I know I always feel better after a snack when I've hurt myself. It's true. Like, you fall off a big, large platform and it looks like all of your bones are broken and you're like, you know what I need? I need a Cliff Bar. And then you eat that snack and you feel way better. That's super true. He kind of looks like Jared Leto. Maybe. So here's my question. This is Monarch Stellar Bay, which is Monarch Stellar Industries. This is the 3rd corporation we've seen. Monarch Stellar Industries, Spacer's Choice, and Auntie Entity. Auntie Cleo. So do you think, and this place is being blockaded, do you think that the company's in bad standing with the board and that's why? Like, is this like corporate politics that we're dealing with, do you think? Auntie Cleo, thank you, Krellin. Hey, Krellin might remember, there are some people here who are vintage. Do you remember that telephone psychic, Miss Cleo, the telephone psychic? She was this woman who had like a bad Jamaican accent, and I think she probably was in no way Jamaican at all, because it almost kind of sounded Irish. Do you remember? She was like, I'm Miss Cleo, call me now for your free reading. And she was like, the telephone psychic, you know, I can give you a psychic reading over the phone, right? And like, it was this terribly bad accent. And do you remember Miss Cleo? Yeah, Crone was like, she was absolutely not Jamaican. She was still on when you were a kid. Yeah, it was automated. Oh my gosh. Yes, people remember Miss Cleo. I'm so glad I'm not the only one that remembers Miss Cleo. Thank you. Because I remember her badge. I'm Miss Cleo, call me now for your free read. And I just remember that, and I was like, what is going on now? Like, what is this? She had a 70s movie Jamaican accent, which, yeah, not very Jamaican sounding. I know, and I was like, I'm Miss Cleo, they're trying to steal me Lucky Charms. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Miss Cleo? I don't believe you're a psychic. Like, I don't believe you at all. Yeah, that was one of those. Yes, that's right. It was one. Already asked. It wasn't one of those old after midnight infomercials. And yes, it was. You'd be on television late at night, and then she'd come on with her like, and they'd be like, all those testimonials from people who are definitely not actors. They're like, I called Miss Cleo, and she, predicted I would win the lottery and give me numbers, and then I won. And like all of these things that you're like, I don't believe. Any of this. And Rissa was like, she was also absolutely not psychic. It's okay, I speak tribe. Kulan. That's airplane. I remember that moment. Actually, I saw a Whatever Happened to Miss Cleo video. Oh, what happened? Oh my gosh. Best of Miss Cleo in that link. I'm copying that link location and I'm putting it on a browser, because once this stream is over, we are watching Best of Miss Cleo, because, right? Miss Cleo, right? Miss Cleo. There's my OBS. Hey, ZKG12. We were just talking about telephone psychic Miss Cleo. Kofi Kingston had a more convincing accident. Yes. I'm so excited for this. Captain... No. Me, I'm Alex Hawthorne. Gonna lie.
Well, there's one for the logs. I'm even gonna give you your own entry code.
Thank you.
I'm not supposed to do that. It's against procedure, but Mr. Sanjar isn't so strict about the rules here. Besides, I got a lot of empty entries to fill.
Is Stellar Bay really that isolated?
We don't get ship traffic in town. Only off-worlders who do make it out here are sublight. They got a base in Fallbrook.
Oh.
And thank the stars for them, or we would have run out of Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch years ago.
Do you think Purple Berry Crunch is a cereal or a soda? It's called Crunch, so it should be a cereal. But for some reason, Rizzo's Purple Berry sounds like a carbonated beverage. Cereal. If I ever play this game again, my character will be named Alex Hawthorne. PH, that is brilliant. It's both. It is both a cereal and a soda, which sounds like this universe a lot. It really does. Hey, PH, they also Purple Berry drink. Oh, that's probably what I'm thinking about. It's a floor wax and a dessert topping. It's pre-watered cereal. PH, I was just thinking about you the other day when I was playing Telling Lies, and I was just thinking about how ridiculous I am. Because I was thinking with that comment you made where you're like, when you played Telling Lies, you're like, I searched for bomb and terrorist. Duh. And I was like, I'm searching for ex-girlfriend. I'm searching for marriage. And as I was going through the searches that I did, like I actually was looking through what my search terms, and my searches are so if terrorism and FBI investigations are right here, my searches are all over here. And I just thought about you, and I thought it made me laugh. And I was like, oh, you watched the VOD? Yeah. Cause I was like, oh, am I seeing videos that you haven't seen at all? Is my question. Because I was like, did you see the thing about the murder? And I was like, oh, it's so interesting to me, right? Because I was like, I bet PH, right now, I'm like, I bet PH had a completely different experience in Telling Lies than I did. And that's just so interesting to me. You're not what I expected to find on Monarch.
Oh, that'll just make Mr. Sanjar's day if you tell him. The board makes up lots of nasty stories about raptidons and cannibals and whatnot.
That's weird.
But that's all outside our walls. Mostly.
Did he just say raptidons and cannibals? I can't wait.
All right. It wasn't her. She also voiced a character in Grand Theft Auto Vice City and was a huge supporter of LGBT rights after coming out. Really? Huh. Miss Cleo, you know, I played Vice City. Back in the day, and I didn't know that was actually her. Nerdsmith says, her real name was Ure Del Harris, and she did have a Jamaican heritage evidently, but was American. She passed away a few years ago. Oh, that's a bummer. I mean, she must have died young, right? Because she didn't seem all that old back in the 80s. Oh. Purple berry is a flavor and should be applied to everything. 2 playthroughs minimum. You have to play it again. I watched Trooper play for 2 streams and didn't know a bridge was blown up until Trooper mentioned you searching for different things. that was Levi. Well, I'm not actually 100% sure a bridge was blown up. I know that they wanted to blow up a bridge, but I don't know if they actually did it because I'm clearly not searching for the right things. For example. PH, like him talking to the second woman, I mostly skipped because he was lying to her, so only the results felt like they mattered. Same with Cam Girl. I zoomed right to the end of the story with both of them. She was 53. Oh, that is so young. Finishing the sentence, it wasn't her commercial. She was just a hired spokesperson for the Psychics Network. Really, Nerdsmith? That's so interesting. So she was basically like an actor just hired to... Oh, that's so interesting. I'm really close to the wife ending. Ooh, I'm really... Wait. Oh, because there's more than one. Well, I know that the game has different endings based on what you search for. I read that. I don't know what they are, but apparently you get different endings based on what what videos you see. So I'm very... She wasn't that old 30 years ago. Now I feel, yeah, right. I'm going to pretend like I'm not old. I'm not old. I'm vintage. Are you saying the board's been lying about this place?
Oh, sure. It makes Stellar Bay sound like a rotten place, but it's not so bad. Get a good breeze going, and the sulfur smell mostly covers up the fishy smell. Anyway, Mr. Sanjar's got lots to say on that subject. Kinda goes over my head, though.
I mean, the last video in their relationship. Oh, well, the thing is, will I find it? Like, I want to know. Like, and here's the thing. I want to know about that party. Like, there's clearly a video where he's with his daughter and he's talking to her and he's got his FBI friends over. And I want that video. I want to find it. I don't know if that video actually exists, but I do want to find it.
Mr. Sandra will be mighty pleased to meet you. If you see him over at headquarters, maybe you could tell him I did a bang-up job of welcoming you?
Sure.
Oh, and if you're headed that way, maybe you could do me a favor?
That depends. What is it?
I got this Rizzo's Rangers Tossball poster coming in on the next sublight shipment, signed by the Black Hole himself. Only I haven't heard anything in a while. You think you could check with Celia to see if it's come in?
Who's the Black Hole?
Boss, come on. Black Hole Birdie, the Holemeister, the Hack Attack.
That's Bertie Holcomb, only one of the greatest tossball hackers ever. Everyone's heard of him, even on Monarch. We still get some of the games. You been living in a sulfur pit or something?
I'm gonna deflect, but why is he called the Black Hole?
On account of him being the best hacker who ever played, nothing gets by him. He sucks up every ball that comes his way.
Maybe word that differently.
Well, Holcomb's had a lot of nicknames over his career. Used to be the tallywhacker on account of what he'd do to the score. Before that, he was the slick stick, because his shots were always so smooth.
You're making this up.
I swear I'm not. At the start of his career, people called him the Hack Boss, but no one thought that was very catchy.
Sure. I can ask about your poster. Yeah, sure.
Thanks a bunch. Celia works for Mr. Sanjar in the MSI building next
Sure.
to the bar. She's always there, so you can't miss her.
Okay. Here's the thing. Oh, hey. What is this? It's Purple Belly Punch. I can't steal it because he's looking right at me right now, so I won't. But I want to. But I won't. But what's in this town? So, clearly we want to go this way because this is the way to go. So we should go this way instead. I mean, we should just look. Nobody's the boss of me. I can go the way I want to go. They can't tell me what to do. That's all. So they called him the floppy phallus. That's right. They called him the floppy phallus because he was so good. Okay, this is why they call him the floppy phallus. Because like in soccer, if anybody like nudged him a little bit, he'd just flop on the ground, and that's why. We're also gonna steal those things. Sausage smacker. Because he really loves sausage. You know, like he thinks Toskbald Car Marina Bekeshko. Huh. We're gonna take that too. Right, because he loves sausage. Like, and so he eats sausage and then he smacks his lips and he does it on stage, like in the middle of the game. Huh. Because, you know, and so he's always like eating a sausage sandwich and he's like, yeah. I want to know more about Miss Cleo and her life and who she is and what happened to her. I feel like putting the toss back in toss ball. That's where they keep the HD camera. Mm-hmm. So I want to know more about Evicted. Huh. I want to know more about Miss Cleo. Hello. Vending machine. Hello, vending machine. How are you doing? I hope you're well. I'm gonna sell some stuff. I'm gonna sell all the junk. Because I... Oh. Hey, look, buy now, 10% more packaging. Wait a minute. 10% more packaging sounds like less product. Taste the freedom with Spacer's Choice. Now with extra added artificial ingredients at no extra cost. And Auntie Cleo's Better Than Nature. I wonder if they have... I imagine they do have different things. Hello.
If you want to talk to the boss, she's in the back of the warehouse.
Thanks. Does this look broken to you? Oh, hey, you know what I thought? I could go and pickpocket some people. No, there are people there everywhere looking at me. I cannot pickpocket people because they're watching me, which is super rude, but it's fine.
You don't look like Sublight. Must be freelance.
Yep, I'm freelance. Oh, look how... Oh, hello, Yacht Club. Who are you? Who are you?
Laws. Can a man enjoy the smooth menthol flavor of a Stogie Slim in peace?
And your reputation with companies, I think, influences what is offered. Oh, that's interesting. Does he look infected? Yeah, you've got a lot of brass for a man doing absolutely nothing. Sure, I'll say that.
What I am doing, sir, is enjoying the moment. It's so rare that I can seize one apart from the jabbering masses of this wretched place.
What are you talking about?
This law's forgotten town. Cut off from the rest of the colony. Removed from any culture. I recall when Stellar Bay was a proper board-affiliated town with regular shipments of Auntie Cleo's best and all the cereals. Before Sanjar took over MSI and got us all booted.
But now you're all free from the board. That's what I'm going to say.
Yes, free to wallow in squalor together. Free to squabble with the iconoclasts over a raptidon-infested hellhole. Look, you're making me melancholy. Is there something you wanted?
I will leave you be. I need to find out what's going on with this place. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is going on here? Who's in charge of things?
What are the chances of all the times and places we could have been born?
Yeah.
We're here, light years from Earth, going about our lives.
Every time the punch clock peals, a worker earns his meals.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, I thought you were quoting It's a Wonderful Directorate.
Wow. Look, these corporations are bad. Let's talk to people, shall we? Let's talk to people and have a lovely time. Who are you?
Got any news from the rest of Halcyon?
Not really. Hello, Nyoka. I want to talk to you, but I'm going to talk to you last because you're the most exciting. Right? It's a Wonderful Directorate. I was like, this guy's got a great mustache, so we're going to talk to him. We need to talk to her. She looks amazing, and so we're going to hold off. It's like having our dessert last.
Well.
Hello.
Isn't often we see new folk in Stellar Bay. First drink's on me, stranger.
Thanks. That's very nice.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
If you plan on sitting through Nyoka's stories, you might could use a few.
Oh.
I could use a few in telling them myself.
Now what can I do for you?
Oh, I'm gonna find out some stuff. Imp, my family is doing the news just reported over the first elderly person dying of this virus. Yeah. Are they bad though? I mean, people seem pretty bummed to be cut off from corporations. They do. But my character is like, you know, he's like, damn the man. I hate the man. Also, I hate my dad. That's my character. You know, the thing about, apparently, so apparently one of the reasons why they're sending all the students home from universities is because the students themselves will probably be fine, but they might kill all the faculty who are old over 50. That's all. How well do you know Nyoka?
Anyone who spends any amount of time in this bar is bound to get to know Nyoka. On account of
I'm
her
glad to know your
being
family's
so
okay.
often herself. And I don't mean that unkindly. Anyone who's rid us of as many beasts as you have is entitled to a few drinks. Something else I can do for you?
I see you, Kulan. You said you're not used to seeing new faces around here.
Not since Amber Heights. These days we have more leaving than coming. Off to join the Iconoclasts or some such.
What happened at Amber Heights? What is this?
Bunch of marauders broke into the executive compound, slaughtered everyone. Corporations pulled out of Monarch not long after.
Oh.
I thought everyone knew.
No.
But then that was 10 years ago. Still feels fresh to us every time we look at our walls, though.
Oh, interesting. Why is this place called the Yacht Club?
Thought it had a fancy ring to it. Name's the first advertising anyone sees, after all.
Are there any yachts in Stellar Bay?
Nope. But a man can dream.
It's fair. Let me see what you have to trade. Maybe you have something interesting? I mean, maybe... No, he just has alcohol. But I've got a discount. That's cool. So, look, there's Nyoka. She's the person we should talk to. I bet she's very exciting. So let's wander around the entire building before we talk to her. Because, as you all know, I am nothing if not, you know, I'm Caleb Herrick. I'm also teasing myself. Autolander operator. You know what I mean? Like I'm also teasing myself.
Caleb, he speaks for all of us.
Okay, sure. Hello, Caleb.
New face, huh?
Yeah.
You from Offworld?
Yeah, Captain Hawthorne, again reliable.
A ship captain?
Yep.
Well, I'll be. Here, let me buy you a drink.
Oh,
Consider it an MSI welcome.
thanks.
Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell, and revel with us?
What are you celebrating? Everybody's so nice here.
Me and my friends have taken our destiny into our own hands. We're untethered, free of responsibility and worldly cares.
Oh, congrats.
Well, as long as we don't run out of bits.
That's fair.
But until the windfall's gone, we're riding high. See, we just walked out on our work. Had enough, we did. So now we're striking.
I'm gonna say good luck with that.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome.
Our supervisor Velma goes on and on about quarterly profits and meeting quotas. But that ain't what Sanjar promised us. Velma refuses to negotiate, so we're refusing to work. We won't go back until she agrees to pay us fair and proper. Us on Monarch, we're free from the board, you know? We have the right to lobby for better hours and pay.
Oh. You know, I happen to be pretty good with negotiations. I'm a talker.
I wouldn't doubt it. You look like the type who tends to come out on top.
I do.
Not like us cogs, trying to be the squeaky wheel but just getting deadlocked.
If I can help, I will.
It's been days, but Velma won't even hear us out. Maybe you could just make her listen to our demands.
I'll total mediate on your behalf, because I'm like, go workers.
You would do that?
Yeah.
You sure are lucky you decided to come up to the patio today. I knew drinking up here would be good for more than the view.
So, we need to talk about Velma.
Sure thing. What did you want to discuss?
How long can you afford to miss work?
Not forever, but we've each saved up our bits, and I stashed them safe in my home by the diner. I reckon we could last a week or two at least.
Any suggestions for how to put pressure on Velma to negotiate?
If I knew that, I'd have tried it. Talking reasonably got me nowhere. Maybe you'll fare better.
All right.
The others wanted to blackmail her, but we're above that. Besides, them are just rumors. We got no proof they're true.
Wait. What's this about blackmail now?
I would never endorse such an untoward tactic, you know, but, well, there's rumors that Velma's taking a cut off the profits. So far, it's just gossip, you know, but if there was any proof to be had, it'd be in the Saltuna warehouse, I reckon.
All right, well, I'll talk to you later. The only thing that worries me is that that person was only 6 years older than my dad. I should stop looking at the news. You know, you should tell your parents, especially if they're over 50, which, since you're my age, they would be, that they should just socially isolate themselves and, you know, wash their hands, don't touch their face, sleep, hydrate, social distance, right? The guy in charge of the settlement is like my favorite NPC in the game. I have to go and meet them. Yeah, this game just became very real, says Nerdsmith. Like, how long? Ooh. Excuse me for one moment. I'm going to close these doors. Pardon me. And then I'm going to steal all that stuff. I mean, that's what I'm doing. All of this stuff. Just, like, all of it. Good. I like his secretary. I need to see if I can meet these people. My parents have been on 2 trips with multiple layovers since this whole thing started. Big gay to crime. This is what I'm saying. It's just like a little crimey crimes. Speaking of which, I want to go and play with Scotland. I need to be in an RPG with Scotland. All right, now we've been around. Oh wait, sorry, wait. Head on the other side of the bar. Just gonna be. Oh, these are bathrooms. What is this? Yoka Bar Talk Bingo Sheet. With the entire country. Several phrases have been marked off. Right between the eyes. There were 3, no 4 of them. This rap was that rap was this big. Took it down with 1 shot. Buy me a drink. Oh. Well. That's fun. Hello, bathroom. Ooh. This bathroom looks a little dingy. You know what this bathroom looks like? This is a Silent Hill bathroom, everyone. This is a Silent Hill bathroom. That is all I'm gonna note. Let's take one of those. I am glad to note, yeah, this place looks like it could be better. But let's talk to Nyoka. Yeah, I still pay money to Twitch for these emotes. Yes.
And the little bastard's slippery, right? On account of its blood.
I am worried about Pyramid Head.
All over the place, trying to crawl away. Getting so I can't tell the blood from the mud.
I'm gonna just keep listening.
But I gotta get in there. Get right in that baby rap's stomach and dig it out.
I'm excited.
So much as a drop of stomach acid got on that medallion, I don't know what I'd do. Might be I'd hunt every damn rapt out there. Right. What are you staring? Wait. You ain't from around here.
Nope.
Who are you?
I'm just a Carmichael. Pleasure to meet you.
Ooh, charmer.
Thanks.
Don't get a lot of that around here. Folks mostly grump at me about how I should join the MSI payroll.
Psh.
Nice change of pace. Buy me a drink, will you?
Sure. I'm a rebel. I don't care about people drinking. Another round, bartender.
Outstanding. What are you doing in Stellar Bay, stranger?
I'm told you can help me find an information broker.
Well.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh.
Let's get down to brass nuts then, shall we?
Hmm?
Wait, that ain't it. Brass rats?
Brass tacks.
Let's talk business.
Let's do it.
I'm headed back out there after I sober up. You want a guide sooner than that? You have to get me something to clear my head.
Sure. What do you need?
Outstanding. Our dispensary here maintains a stock of, well, I don't rightly know what they are. Steroid or caffeine somethings? Pills. They're very good.
I'm a little worried about you.
I'm cut off for the month.
Are you?
On account of needing one just about every damn day. But
I
I'm
see.
sure you've got your wily ways. Fetch me one and we'll be all set.
Okay. Medical. You mean caffeinoid? That stuff's just a stimulant.
Well, they work. We got a deal or what?
All right, I'll be back. Oh, hey, I leveled up, everybody. I feel so leveled up. Hey, you know, I was in the army this one time, right? Like I've told you that I was in the army this one time. And so I'm very excited about, we're gonna hit 50. Oop. I don't need heavy weapons. I'm not a heavy weapons person. See, it's true. Just talking to her makes it better. So I've got 8 points, and I feel like I should spend points in leadership, because, you know, but I'm also thinking about the fact that I probably should also spend points in my like sciencey things and persuady things. So I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna do leadership at least right now, because I feel like I should have some points in that. So now I can order my companions to do special attacks, and I think that's good. And I'm going to spend... No, I'm going to spend it all in leadership right now. I'm going to spend it all in leadership, and then next time around, I'll go into persuade and all that business. That's it. Because I feel like I like my friends, and I'm going to hang out with them. I'm really bad at melee, everyone. And also dodging. I'm really bad at defense. I am bad at defense, like really, really bad at it. Yeah, like I'm really bad at those things, but that's cool. And I'm really bad at melee, but I don't melee. It's fine, and I'll just... The best defense is a good offense. Defense! And, oh, hold on. There's... Ellie and Felix have got something going on. Oh, they've got perks. Let's up her special power, and we'll apply it, and we will accept that. And then, oh, everybody gets perks, and I don't get a perk. And Felix, we're gonna give you damage to corporate military, because again, damn the man. So I never put points into melee with my playthrough. Now here's the thing. I know that PH is a super, he likes to play the big bruiser melee dudes. So I'm very excited. So I imagine, PH, what was your character like? We have to just go and find her stuff. Well, we came this way. Looks like the town goes that way. That looks like where all the town is. So let's go this way.
I wonder sometimes what they're doing on other colonies.
I don't know, because...
Think they're watching the same serials, following the same tossball games?
I'm gonna steal this.
Hey, I saw that.
Did you?
What do you think you're doing?
I was just leaving.
Just keep your fingers to your own self, okay?
Okay. Apparently you were watching me, so that was, you know, not great. Oops. Combat was very easy right until the end. I played using dumb trait, which I didn't like very much. Let's see, Monarch. Okay, so I'm still good. Groundbreaker really likes me though, and the Deserters really like me, and apparently Spacer's Choice likes me, which I don't really understand, but whatever. I played as a corporate stooge, betraying Phineas almost immediately. Ooh, what was that like? And then I suppose, here's my question for you. Sorry, PH, this is a question that I'm going to ask you, because it is me, and you are you. What was your motivation? So like, my motivation is that I want to save all the people on my spaceship, right? Like, I want to save my spaceship friends, but only Phineas can do that. So what is your motivation now that you are, you know, not Do I go this way or this way? What does our map look like? Well, we came in here. We walked in this space. We're currently here. We could, I suppose, go this way and then go around the town this way. Or we could go around the town this way and go this way. Let's not be so ridiculous. I mean, we're gonna be a little bit ridiculous. So yeah, what was your once you betrayed Phineas, and like what was your motivation? Like what kept you moving?
Could I get another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
I'll note it next to the others, sir.
Oh. Huh. Hi. It's nice to chat with you all. My character didn't care about the people on the ship. He cared about himself and how people treated him. Venus dropped him out of a spaceship onto a planet without talking to him, then expected him to do his bidding without any discussion. Well, that's fair. That's fair.
Greetings.
Hello.
And welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries.
Hello.
Producers and purveyors of the finest salt tuna in Halcyon.
I wonder if that's true.
What can I do for you today?
What was that exchange about? Are you having money trouble?
Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. I just spent most of my paycheck on Raptidon acid.
Do you normally blow your money on Raptidon parts?
Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth or mantis worm wings. Whatever Sebastian has in stock, really.
Why are you buying so much from Sebastian?
So I can talk to him, of course.
Oh.
He doesn't get going about much else.
Oh.
Sort of the strong, silent type.
I see.
Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff. And some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell.
So when I heard Phineas was a wanted man with a huge reward, well, he did seem like a dangerous loner, and money is nice. I wish I watched your playthrough, PH. Just ask him on a date.
I couldn't. What if he says no?
Oh, come on.
Hey, maybe you could ask him for me. I mean, a no would still be bad, but it won't be quite as embarrassing if you ask. Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose real slowly. I'd better get back to work.
Right, but I'm curious, wait, what do you see in Sebastian?
He doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet intensity, you know? Like there's stuff going on inside his head that you have no idea about. Plus, he's got great legs. It's hard to find a man who doesn't skimp on lower body exercises. Good to have standards, I guess. I know what I'm looking for.
Hey, don't skip leg day. Ancient Chinese medicine. So I tried to get close to the board because that guarantees a comfy life. That's fair. Did you get a bunch of money, PH? I don't remember. That was Krellin who was asking. You know how games are with money. You either have enough or not. That's true. He's hot, Trooper. That's what she sees in him. I think this is probably fair. I'm not going to ask you really want to be with someone you can't talk to because she seems doing it. I'll just say that's all I need to know.
Sorry. Sometimes I get carried away.
No. Hey, you do you. If you want the big straw, you know, it's fine. That's what I like about her. She just wants the guy because he's hot. She's like the woman version of a stereotypical guy. You know what? You know, you date the hot guy if you want.
Have you talked to Sebastian yet? What
No,
did
not
he
yet.
say?
No, but Grim asked me to check with you about his tossball poster.
You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago. I still don't know anything about it, but if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask.
Oh.
She's in the warehouse.
Okay.
But
Awkward.
I'll warn you. Grim wore her patience thin a long time ago.
Thanks, I'll do that. This feels like we've got a little... We're going to have to ask about that poster first. Let me talk to Sanjar Nandi, who's in charge of this place. I want to know more about this place. Mr. Kowalski's calisthenics are important. Yes.
Well, new business turns up at last.
Hello.
Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
But...
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
That's a lot of information.
You've often posed these very questions.
It's a lot of
Clear my
questions.
schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
Well, that's very generous of you.
Celia, will you make a note of that for my self-review? Very generous.
I like his tie.
Noted.
I like his tie quite a lot.
So generous I can't drive a good bargain. Now, who sent you? Rizzo's, perhaps? Or Auntie Cleo herself?
Me, I'm charting my own path, going where the wind takes me. He's one of the few NPCs who talks to other NPCs. Oh, I love that.
What a charming notion. One doesn't meet many free spirits in Halcyon.
Thank you.
Not outside Tartarus prison, anyway.
Oh.
Forgive me, I'd be positively enraptured. Only, I take it this means you aren't here for Saltuna.
Hey, it could always be both.
Now, there's no need to humor me. I'm used to this particular letdown. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
What exactly are you trying to accomplish?
Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years.
That's a long time.
Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
Hey, to be true to character... Sorry, I just swallowed the wrong way. You know when you do that? When you swallow the wrong way and you're like, what is this? Why is my life like this right now? Sorry, I'm going to drink some of my seltzer water. Sounds like you're freer than anyone else in Halcyon. Why not embrace it? Because that is how my character is. My character's like, woo. Save the trooper.
Exactly what I would have said if I'd been paying attention.
You talk like Graham.
Who?
Can't imagine why you'd sneer at the notion of a free colony. Could it be because you're an agent of the establishment?
Oh, Felix.
Not everyone likes the idea of hunting sprats in the back bays, Felix.
Your friend makes a good point, young man.
Fair.
I used to be young and idealistic too, but you can't run a city on high-minded ideals.
I will take the middle path. So what do you mean to do about it?
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
Okay.
You out of your mind? You can't just go crawling back to your old masters.
Oh, Felix, I love you.
We can't continue to subsist like this either.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
This lady knows what's going on. Sure.
It's true. Our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager. At any other company, she'd be wasted in data entry. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended.
Fine, but how do you mean to do that?
With a Bolt 52 cartridge, of course. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
He is a good boss.
We'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Ooh. Be right. We just got a cheer, and Be right says, it seemed like you need to clear your throat. Would a small song help? I think it might. I feel like a small song would always help. And I feel like, I'm gonna use my megaphone, because I feel like a megaphone today. I'm going to sing right now, in this moment, because we got lovely, lovely bits from Be Right, which I appreciate very much. I'm going to sing We're in the Money, as sung by Ginger Rogers in the film Gold Diggers of 1933. Yes. And because it's Gold Diggers of Broadway Melody of 29, Gold Diggers of 33. Anyway, I'm going to sing it. And, ooh, Rissa, ooh, a new badge. Ooh, thank you both. And that means I'm going to sing it in Pig Latin. And the thing is, like, I love singing this song in Pig Latin, and I want to sing all the songs in Pig Latin. But I am not Ginger Rogers. She's too brilliant. I can never hold a candle to the brilliance of Ginger Rogers. That said, me. Levi, choo-choo, hop trade. Here we go. Irway and Hey, the anime. Airway and hey, the anime. Iwe at gale at way of way at way at way exte ute at gale young way. Airway and hey, the anime. Either ice skates or ani say. Oh man, the idiot pray, ooh, yare, ooh, do you what's down way young rail? Iwe every eat Bradley Ansley, way at Bransley, today. And we see the Anley or Oakley at the eye, get in the eye. We're in the money, we're in the money. We've got a lot of what it takes to get along. Look, come on, everybody, all these, thank you so much for the bits, and also Volpez and Rissa and Levi, that's so amazing. There's a new badge, we're Hype Train level 2, and all of this, all of this is going to go and help with the cost for the stream, for the French Resistance, which, by the way, I appreciate all of y'all. Look, I wait avle ikenspe inwe igpe atenle. Itwe iswe ose unfe. Say iwe ishwe ike udke ikspe iste ewe all they ide imte. And we iwe ishwe at the other way ipelpe udke also way understand way ime in way I say Ixpe, Iste, Anguichle. Utbe, Ide Abramplay, Iswe, at the Igpe Atenle, Iswe, One, Orme, One Angerle, Opular Pay. Uye, One, I wait, you mean, I wait, in Idske ont de actus pre igpe atenle anyway orme. Also way I way ont de ixpe igpe atenle. I mean old he onway. I way ixpe igpe atenle utbe I way ont de one auhe udge I may Isningle Ilske our way. I way underway. Our way ere they ipelpe on way utubye at they our way ekingspe igpe atenle. Wouldn't it be great if there were a Pig Latin soap opera and I could just listen to it? Or a Pig Latin crime show? A crime show in Pig Latin? My brain turned off. I should teach one of my stream classes in Pig Latin. I don't know. You're like checking my audio. So maybe I could do like a skit with someone else in Pig Latin, like little Pig Latin, like 5 minutes of Pig Latin, like little pig. I could do a soap opera in Pig Latin. I would need someone else. We could do like little Pig Latin soap operas. Right? I'm just saying. Because, okay, why am I saying this? You're asking me why I'm saying this. I will tell you. This is why. When I lived in Germany, I had to figure out how to speak German because I did not speak German when I was stationed in Germany. I spoke, Colombo, usje unwe orme ingthe. Yes, be right. So when I moved to Germany, when I was stationed in Germany, when I was in the army, I did not speak a word of German at all because I studied Spanish in school. And then I was in Korea, so I knew like a couple words of Korean, but I knew no German, so I had to figure out how to learn German. And the problem with trying to learn German in Germany is that Germans always want to practice their English with you. So it is very difficult to get Germans to speak German with you because they want to practice their English all the time. So what I did was I would watch soap operas and crime shows because soap operas and crime shows all have the same plot. Someone gets murdered, the detective has to figure out who did it. So like plot-wise, you kind of know what's going on. Soaps, the acting is so broad and also somebody's cheating on somebody else, so you tend to know what's going on there as well. So I found both of those genres pretty good. Whereas the news sometimes has really complicated vocabulary, so that was not the easiest when you didn't know it yet. So I found soaps and crime shows some of the best entries into a language, and so I love them. One upertre, igpe atenle iswe adbe. Really, Krellin, you think so? See, also trying to learn Japanese in Japan, right? Tatort. Oh, I watched Tatort. I did. I was a huge Tatort fan. I watched Tatort and Lindenstrasse. Those were my two shows. This Bolt 52 sounds useful. Ooh, level 1. Hey, I got a level 1 hype train emote, and I want you all to know it. Like, I got the Choo Choo Griffin. Ooh, I like that one. That's fun. That's like I like it. That Griffin feels like I could use that Griffin for things. Also, this Bolt 52 sounds useful. What is it?
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance.
I was starting to get bored listening to you until you said the phrase extremely powerful ordnance.
Oh, Felix.
It is quite the rush.
Once you have the Bolt 52, what's the other part of your plan?
I'll need to gather some supplemental materials, but I mustn't get ahead of myself.
I like your hair.
To do that.
I like both of their hair.
Will be in the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to move our walls in.
Okay.
And these days, it's overrun with marauders and raptidons.
I wish I don't have enough perception, clearly. Well, then I guess I'll go get your Bolt 52.
I've lost more than a few people to marauders and raptidons.
Oh, your boss. Oh,
and while you're at it,
wait.
There should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
I'm a hacker. Nephilim, what do you do for a living? And also, I'm glad, like, how is this a good thing or a bad thing that your work is called off? I mean, probably good in that you're not going to go and get infected with a coronavirus, but you'll still get paid. Nephilim, are you okay? I'm checking in on you. I want to ask you something, though.
For you?
I have questions about MS. I met Grim, the landing pad guard.
I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff?
He did a bang-up job.
Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review.
You're welcome.
What else can I do for you?
I have some questions about MSI in the good old days. I'm not sure if it's the weather or the plague, but I'll have more time for stream time. I'm gonna be all right. Good.
It's good that I keep such meticulous notes.
Oh, how did MSI get kicked off the board in the first place?
I've asked myself the same thing many times, especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the board's own bylaws.
Do you mean that you initiated your own removal from the board?
Not intentionally, though that's technically true.
What's going on?
For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2. But back then, it was known as Terra 1.
Okay. What happened to the other corporations?
As you may have noticed, this planet has more than its share of hazards. And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out.
Lindenstrasse was actually revolutionary in Germany because of they had subject matter other shows didn't, and they were switching between families. Well, I mean, that's the thing about soaps. Soaps often would have would sort of tackle more controversial topics before other people did, like interracial relationships, queer storylines. Like, soaps often tackle things that prime time won't do yet. So, you know, I've got positive feelings about soap operas. Nephilim says, work's nothing special, but I'm not paycheck to paycheck. I can head down to the bar this afternoon without fear. Those guys don't close for shit. Nephilim, what country do you live in? And if you and also what state and what country do you live in? I'm asking for a reason. I'm asking for a reason because of a thing that I've noticed, and I'm gathering information on a topic, not about you, but it's about bars. So I'm wanting to place, I want to know more information about this bar, but I want to know where you live first so I can sort of place in my mind where this, that's right, you're in Portland. Okay, so let me ask you a follow-up question, and let me give you the context of what I'm thinking about. So growing up, there were all these sort of neighborhood bars when I was growing up. And these neighborhood bars, if those of you who know them will know what I'm talking about, right? These bars are usually quite small, like they're not suburbs in Western Portland. Usually they're not particularly wide places. They're like a, you know, they're kind of like they're usually narrow, and like you walk in the front door and there's like the bar on one side, and like everybody sits on the bar and they drink, and there might be a couple tables on the other end, and maybe like a pool table and maybe a dartboard or something, but they're usually not very big. Historically, the places would be kind of dark and they wouldn't really serve food, really, not much at least. You know, there'd be like peanuts or whatever, and the bars were really cheap. And like people who were not from the neighborhood didn't tend to go to this bar. Like you just didn't, they never, like as a kid walking by them, they never looked very welcoming. They looked like they kind of, and like people, and there were always people drinking in them like at lunch, right after work. Do you know what I mean? Like they'd be open and people would go into this bar, and yeah, row home style Vulpes. Yes, exactly. Right. Yes, exactly. Almost row home style. Exactly, Vulpes. You know what I'm talking about. And these are these neighborhood bars, and people, because, you know, people drank a lot more a couple decades ago. And I was thinking about them, and I was thinking about gentrification and how a lot of these bars have shut down. Like, there are not a lot of them left because I don't think they make enough money to pay for the rent in the neighborhoods that are gentrifying, right? They're like the sort of the one of the casualties of gentrification. And like there's still bars, of course, but the bars that exist are now bigger and fancier and sell food and sort of appeal to non-neighborhood crowds. Do you know what I mean? Like they're like fancier, like just that like small old bar in your neighborhood. They don't see that many of them anymore. And I was just wondering if Nephilim, if this was the bar you were talking about, is one of these neighborhood bars, because it sounded like it was, and I was wondering about that. Rissa says, my granny used to tend bar at a place like that ages ago. It was in Oceanside, so I'm sure they got some overflow from Pendleton. Yeah. Nephilim says, I know the sort of place you're talking about, but this is more recently opened up upscale tap house. It's across the street from a sports bar that fits a traditional niche more. That's been there for decades. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, there are these kind of like, we're not talking about like a craft bar. We're talking about like a kind of a sort of a divey bar, but just more like a neighborhood bar where people go and they just drink. And I feel like most of those places can barely, I just don't see a lot of them anymore. And I think that's probably a mix of gentrification causing rents to go up and people drinking less. Like, we just don't drink as much as we used to decades ago. This is what I'm thinking. Ice Bunny says, we have that here and Danes are known to drink like, yeah, I hear that Danes drink a lot. Scandinavians in general, I think, drink a lot. Toad says, all the small bar people moved to private clubs when the smoking ban in bars went into effect. Toad! That's a really good point. That's really interesting. That's another thing I hadn't considered. But when I'm thinking about all these neighborhood bars, it was in a time when people smoked in bars. And then, of course, the smoking ban happened. Ooh, Toad. Good insight. Levi says, there are a lot in my town. They've been open forever. That's so interesting, Levi. Levi, what's your hometown? Where's your hometown? Nephilim says, the old sports ball has a full food menu, and the tap house doesn't, so they're not in total direct competition. The sports bar really had to up their food game when smoking was banned. Yeah, see, I think this is, I think that Toad's insight there is really smart. It's in Pennsylvania. Oh, Levi, that makes sense. That makes sense. I get the sense that Pennsylvania still has some of that older cultural space there going on. There was one, also depends on the area. There's still a lot in more blue collar areas. Yeah, but see, this is what I was thinking about Vulpes, is that like I grew up in a blue collar area, but I grew up in the Bay Area, right? And in blue collar neighborhoods, but a lot of those neighborhoods are gentrifying and all the blue collar people have to move out. So I'm just like wondering, and like I think a lot of those, like I don't even know if like Trader Vic's is around anymore. We had like where I grew up in San Francisco, we had all of these little bars. We had so many little bars, these little neighborhood bars where I grew up in San Francisco, but working class people can't live in San Francisco anymore. And so I just don't think most of those working class bars exist anymore because working class people can't live in San Francisco, right? So I ponder that. The party is not a party unless you have the Icelanders dance on the table. Baltimore has a lot of them still. I can imagine that. Yeah, says Levi, my area PA reacts slowly to culture or gentrification. PH says, oh, by the way, I meant to ask you what you thought of the Dutch accent I used in the World War II video. I've always considered it one of the worst accents out there. PH, I thought it was super, but I love accents. I thought it was super cool. I loved hearing it. I thought it was, I loved hearing it. I thought it was really cool. It tickled me. I really enjoyed it. And I like, and this is such a weird thing, maybe it's not a weird thing, it's my thought, is that for me, I also really like accent diversity. I like hearing different accents, and I like hearing different accents in the media. I like knowing that there's like a, you know what I mean? Like, I liked it a lot. It made me very happy. It was one of the things where I was like, that was really cool. Also, you did such a good job in acting, so I was, yeah. Levi says, everyone is leery of changes. Yeah. I spent notes out that Bailey's is consumed out of juice glasses. Toad is like, I've become leery of the status quo. Also fair. Levi says, because everyone who can afford to live in San Francisco can just drink at their desk at work. Ooh, yeah. Toad says, I do a Scottish accent, so offensive I'd probably be murdered on the street there. But is it more offensive than Dick Van Dyke's Cockney would be my question. I'm going to say, but not MSI, right?
Our leadership at the time certainly wanted to. But there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, PH says, yeah, I did a French accent yesterday in my one-shot, and it is not good. Practice makes perfect, right? Ice Bunny says, I shot my boyfriend when I told him the traditions around finishing high school. Oh, yeah, My Gaston great voice was great, though. B-Right says, PH, haven't seen it, but did you ever see Steve McLaren, football manager from England, being interviewed while managing 20? He did a Dutch-ish accent speaking English. Oh. How forward-thinking of you.
It's humane, but it's also good business sense. Exhausted, sick, and malnourished workers are not productive workers.
I like this guy.
A cursory review of the data bears that out. Anyway, we learned of a loophole in the corporate bylaws that would allow MSI to claim ownership of the entire planet once the other corporations pulled out.
Oh.
Creating the perfect environment for us to enact these new reforms.
Using the board's own tools against them. Clever.
That's what I thought. But the senior executives laughed in our faces and insisted we'd be relocating to Terra 2 along with everyone else.
I'm gonna say, I hope you gave them the finger, because that's what Jessa would say.
In a manner of speaking, many of us stayed behind in an act of quiet but firm defiance. As the most senior executive remaining, I ended up in charge of what was left of MSI.
I want to help this guy.
Must have pissed off some real big suits to get stuck with that.
On the contrary, I wrote lots of very important reports on behalf of top MSI officials before I was able to achieve this position. I moved forward with our planned reforms, as well as our strategy to assume ownership of the planet.
His tie looks really good.
After I renamed it Monarch, the other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages.
Also, like the graphics for this game. So, side note, do you mind if I'm gonna make a statement about the video game graphics, and you are all free to disagree if you like, but these are my feelings. A lot of video games have a hard time with hair. Hair often looks bad in video games, and clothing, if it's not armor, like if it's fabric-y stuff, and not like leather, often also looks not so great sometimes in video games. But I want to point out, his hair looks amazing. It looks really good. And his suit looks really good. The tie looks like an actual tie. The collar looks good. The like they've done fabric and hair really well in this game, and I am impressed. One is that you get a cut into your hat when you manage to drink a box of beer. If you get caught not wearing your hat, you have to get a box of beer for your class. Drinking traditions is all I'm gonna say. The hair looks good. The hair looks good on most people, though sometimes when they move it shatters. Yeah, that's true. And the thing is, because sometimes I'm going to say that's low even for them. No, I'm going to say, but why would they do that?
I don't know. Everything we did was legal and above board. We followed their rules, and yet they still found reasons to declare us outlaws.
Your first mistake was expecting the board to cut you a fair deal.
Felix, I love you.
I understand the sentiment, but if we can't rely on some sort of framework, then what do we have? I do think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but I dearly wish it functioned differently.
I want to give this guy a hug. Because the real world still has several orders of magnitude more processing power than our computers. This is fair, Krellin. PH says, that doesn't sound like a Dutch accent, be right, UK. It maybe has like a similar inflection at some points. Yeah, skin too. He's got wrinkles and the skin isn't unnaturally smooth. Yeah, like it's like this. They've done really good well, like with like the wrinkles around the nose and the corners of the mouth. Like it's really well done. Hey, Jay Pasco, how are you doing? Yeah, I like him. So, what? You don't seem to think much of Graham?
He and his followers call themselves the Iconoclasts. Lawless anarchists, all of them. If anyone on Monarch deserves the reputation the board's pinned on us, it's them.
Hey, maybe you should give them a chance.
A chance? They've been doing this for years. And well, let's just say I know enough about Graham to be confident that he won't change. It isn't just that they drain our people and resources. Every radical act they commit cements Halcyon's image of us all as destructive rebels and pushes us further from the rest of the colony.
So, what's the downside?
Shall I begin with the supply shortages or the subtle but constant threat of annihilation? He's lucky the board doesn't take him seriously enough to keep more than a few UDL gunships patrolling Monarch.
An Earth Directorate assault cruiser would change his tune. It's almost a shame we haven't seen one around Monarch in a long while.
This seems like a hard conundrum, right? I'm doing well, J.A. Pasco. I mean, having to deal with my university sending all of the students home and having to turn all of my classes online by next week. So it's a lot, you know? It's a lot. There's a lot going on, and also they've extended spring break by 2 or 3 days, and so I'm going to be missing. I'm going to lose a class session in my seminar and a class session in my lecture course, and the lecture course is probably not the worst ever, but the seminar is going to be hard because we only have 13 sessions total, and students do presentations in seminar, and we have to find some way to have that not be the case. And so like I'm having to deal with like a little bit of a logistical nightmare, but we'll work it out. J.A. Pasco says, yeah, we had that too. Fortunately, the class I'm teaching was already blended. Yeah, and it's funny because I mean, I have online elements to my courses because I'm a music course, and so like all of my music's online, so they have to like listen that way. For my seminar, they have discussion board stuff that they do online before class, but it's always like this mix of both online and offline. And and I think one of the other things, and I was thinking about this, and this was something I'm gonna bring up because we're talking about teaching. So I know a lot of people are like, oh, but online is exactly the same as offline, and it's all right, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter. Also, a side note on that one. But when I told my queer pop class that, you know, when they found out about it, they were all really, really sad because for them, that class was also a community, right? Like they had found a group of people, and it's a pretty large class. It's like 40 people. It's not that large, but you know, it's like 40 something people, 40-ish. But that was like a group of 40 people where they felt safe, that they could talk about things together, and like they had sort of made friends with each other, and they'd sort of created something. And they really they were really sad about losing that. And I said, don't worry, we'll do this on Twitch. And on Twitch, we can still create community through Twitch. And so I'm hoping that Twitch is going to be one of those things that will sort of try to keep that community feeling that we had in the classroom itself, in a way that you don't get the same kind of community feeling just online. So, but I'm hoping I can replicate it for the last, rest of the semester. Ice Bunny says, you drive on the back of a van visiting all your classmates on the ride, and every time the cars honk, you drink. And my boyfriend was like, you're doing that too? He's such a sweetie. Yeah, and he was, hey, when I explained my school did not do the students drive because we are a HFE and we did not have classes. Cullen says, Cilly's a good example of the illusion breaking. She's got those 2 wisps of hair, which look good until she moves, and they move like parts of her head, not individual strands of hair. Oh, yeah. Move your head, Celia. Oh, I see it. Yeah. I see what you're saying, Krellin. But that is still better than a lot of hair that it's like very, very sort of, plasticky. Yeah, it sucks that that's falling apart. I know, and I feel a little bit bad about that. Edu Twitch, you're going to pioneer this. Hey, right? Disable tipping. That would. Oh, I'm making a brand new. Nephilim. I'm making a brand new account that is not this account because I do not necessarily need this account and my school account being like this is not. We don't need that. So I'm making a brand new account which will not be affiliated, and there will be no tips or bits or anything like that available, and it will not be connected to this one. And my students will be over there, and I'm gonna be over here. That's all. Do you make cake rounds in class? I don't even know what that is. Yes. Yeah, especially when she looks down. No earwigs in the anime. Nope, they do not get the earwigs in the anime, those students. But because also, I mean, look, you mean the lectures won't be interrupted by earwigs in anime? They will not. And here's the thing. Here's the thing to think about. At least I think about this. Right, I play music in my classes, right? Which means I'm going to be playing music on stream, and that music is not going to be, because we just finished the AIDS crisis, so we're in the 80s at this point in time. So all the rest of the music I'm doing is 80s onward, and that means it is super in copyright, and it'll probably be muted on the VOD, which is fine, but in case things go bad in some kind of a way, I don't want this account to be banned. So I have a different account. So if just in case things get weird, that account will have trouble, but this one will not. I want to sort of try to keep them separate. That's all. I'm sure you can handle it well. I was just thinking about all the ways someone, oh gosh, yeah. Are we literally splitting hairs? Hey, Death Star Taco, about hair animations. Because like a lot of older video games had super bad hair. That's all. Oh no, that is when all the turns to take care sweets. Oh yeah, no, our classes are way too big for that. I wonder how the wig shop shelves are. I can get some big hair for this. Yeah, it couldn't be for magical purposes, but still, guys, be careful. Yes. And I do, I just feel like, by the way, what is the hazard clause?
It's a legal provision that gives the board the authority to cordon off any planet or location that it deems dangerous.
Sounds like the board gave themselves the power to arrest an entire planet.
They would say it's for the greater good.
And they've invoked it on Monarch?
Yes, making all of MSI criminals in the board's eyes. Rather hard to run a business that way.
Yeah. So I think. Well, I mean, the thing is, Death Star. We start this whole conversation about noting how this is some of the best hair we've seen in video games, right? That like this is some of the best hair I've seen in a video game. But even though it's still some of the best hair, we can still note like, oh, here's where like, because we're talking about the state of hair graphics in video games, where like this is some of the best hair I've seen in video games on multiple levels, like for multiple purposes. But we can also see like how can things be improved in the future, right? Like this is yeah. sometimes like his beard's a little bit too shiny, but like again, some of the best hair I've seen in a video game. I wonder if Twitch is thinking about new TOS terms for educators turning to Twitch. See, the problem is that a lot of corporations like Twitch and YouTube, they're just really paranoid about getting sued, and so they're overly cautious. What I'm doing is clearly fair use for educational purposes. Clearly, it is clearly for educational purposes, but I know that businesses are too nervous of being sued by the big three, and so they are in an abundance of caution. They don't take a chance. They just block things off, and that makes me very sad. We did that with 65 students just because I fed them leftover candy from Halloween. ZKG went to grocery shopping last night, and so much was missing. Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah. People are panicking. Yeah, lots of things happening, like the store that was probably going to go under getting saved by this. Oh, interesting. Also, if Second Life had virtual universities, then anything is possible. I think that's also true, Death Star. But the thing is, visibility becomes the question, right? Second Life, you had to have an account, and I think it was more private than Twitch. Twitch is really public. I hope it'll be okay. I hope it'll be okay. Being sued in the US is awful. My uncle sued a US airline, and that's how he became a millionaire. Wow. Yeah, it's just like, it's rough. It's rough. You guys can refer to me as G. It's easier than the whole thing. Okay, G, thank you. Having good-looking static hair is easier than trying to have a collision of bunch of moving strands of hair. That can get weird. Yeah, I look at some of the hair in video games from like 7, 8, 9 years ago, and you're like, oh. And so everybody, like all the dudes were shaved head. What exactly do you want on the board?
Why wouldn't anyone? They own nearly all the resources and infrastructure in Halcyon.
Yeah, and once you go back to him, they'll own your dignity too.
Oh, Felix.
If you can't beat him, might as well join him and reach into their pockets.
Oh.
To be on the board is to be part of the colonial community. And being cut off means slow strangulation.
Interesting. I like the conversations we got going on. Does Second Life still exist? It does still exist. I know someone who is still doing things in Second Life. She does a lot of historical reenactment stuff. So there's a place which I really need to go to and hang out in, but I have no time, clearly, where they've just recreated Weimar Berlin. Like they've recreated what it looked like. And so she's part of a burlesque troupe, and they do performances. So like you can go to her nightclub, and when I say performances, like all these different people are dancers in this troupe. Oh, pardon me. And they all practice dancing together and like doing routines, choreographed routines. So then people can come to the bar and see these dance routines. And it's like been built up to be like a historical recreation of Weimar Berlin. Which is super interesting, and like they've got people who do jazz performances in there. So there's a lot going on still in Second Life, but I think it's hard to find those things if you don't know them. They've treated you pretty roughly. Is it worth going back to that? I will ask.
I'm not a man to put pride before progress. If membership on the board can ease our hardships and provide us with opportunities, then that's the path I mean to pursue. Besides, I'm hopeful that additional leverage on our part will allow us a more equitable relationship.
Leverage?
Don't get ahead of yourself, sir.
Yes. It'll be easier to explain once we have the Bolt 52. My hope is to maintain the reforms we've managed here, and who knows? Perhaps once we're restored, we could spread them to other corporations.
Wow. All right. Yeah, Jay Pasco, isn't that awesome? And so they've created this whole space where people go and give performances, and they've got all this stuff going on, and right, we already had the mention of Death Star Taco sort of talked about virtual universities. So I think that's actually pretty cool, and I mean, I'm hoping it'll all work out.
What can I do for you?
You know what? I've never used WebEx. I should probably look into WebEx and see if WebEx is interesting. We've got like modes of how to do WebEx through our course website. I just have to figure out whether or not WebEx or Zoom is going to be better for my seminar. That's what I have to figure out. we'll see. I am looking for an information broker, but I feel like I shouldn't tell him that. Oh, okay. Thank you, Rissa. Thank you. So Rissa says Zoom is way better, and I speak as someone who's done both. Thank you. That's what I want to know, because my universities we have like WebEx integrated into our course website, and I was like, should I use WebEx or should I not use WebEx? And I mean, I've got a Zoom account, and like we also have Zoom options as well. So I was thinking for my seminar, which is only 10 people, that Zoom would probably be the way to go, because you can have 10 people in Zoom and everyone can see each other. And so I was thinking, yeah, okay, well, good. Zoom is way more system neutral for you. Yeah, okay. Then that's what I will do. Maybe, oh, there are people in here. Hello, people. Hello, executive.
Here to do business with Sanjar? Here to do business with Sanjar?
Hi.
If you leave town, watch out for Iconoclasts. They're almost as bad as the rats.
Okay. Well, I can't steal anything here, but I will use your computer. In virtual museums, world wonders, etc., the sky is virtually limited. So I've read a long time ago, and I think it's actually really cool that Second Life still exists and people are still creating interesting things. So that's cool. Like I'm excited by these things. I'm gonna go. I was thinking about going with Zoom because I'm familiar with it, but also there can be screen sharing. So I think there's a lot we could probably do with that. But I think I'll probably use WebEx for my office hours, because they have an office hours thing where people can sign up for your office hours and then come and chat with you. So I think I'll use WebEx for my office hours and see how I feel about it, but then use Zoom for the seminar and then Twitch for the lecture course. I think that'll be what I'll do. Uh-oh, I was reminded that I was supposed to be at a birthday party today, but I forgot. I missed my physical therapy for my hand in the midst of all this madness. So, and apparently, ooh. Oh no, he was all alone on his birthday. Oh, that's terrible. Ouch. Did you message him to let him know? I mean, that's terrible, but we're in the middle of a pandemic, and I imagine people are all, you know what I mean? Like it's a bunch of madness right now. I hope he's okay. You know what? Give him a message and say, yeah, but tell me I'll make it up to him. The thing about WebEx is the Mac's interface is completely different than the Windows interface, which makes troubleshooting. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're not the only one. These things do happen. It's a real bummer, but I bet you can make it up to him and make him feel better. A summary report on conditions within Stellar Bay. Yeah, like plan a lunch. Do something nice. Monarch Stellar Industries, Saltuna of the Deep. It's like music for the soul. Productivity has continued to improve since relaxing MSI's old restrictions and making allowances for employee benefits such as time off for illness and personal leave, 24.9% reductions in shift length, and 52.3% more positive feedback. Fishery output is up 15.2% this year, showing a continuing but slowing growth trend. Decreased gains compared to previous years are likely due to the deterioration of materials and morale, occasional shortfalls in our supplies, and the gradual loss of personnel to marauders, 7.2%, hostile wildlife, 10.3%, and iconoclast recruitment, 17.4%. Reconciliation with the board remains a long-term goal, but the immediate concern is defending the city from hostile elements. Repairing damage to the city walls consumes approximately 32.8% of our annual budget. The best solution would be an influx of skilled defenders and weaponry, but given the aforementioned factors and their effects on the local population, such a solution remains unlikely. Maybe everyone can send a vid. Oh, sending a video to the birthday gent would be fun. I know this might be a corp I might feel okay about. Maybe. I gotta think about this. Corporate slogans. MSI, our profit margins are stellar. MSI Saltuna, 43.28% more nutrient dense than the leading brands. Stellar Bay, a tolerable center of commerce in a hostile and chaotic galaxy. These are not necessarily... It's fine. They're working on it. I'm not going to steal anything from here. gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it alone. Oh, outside. Okay, we're not going outside that way though, because we're gonna finish our mosey around this area. Some residents. I mean, I know we're supposed to go that way, but let's. What is this? This is a building. Let's see what's in here. Yeah, their Saltuna might actually be Saltuna, which I'm very excited about. Hello. Oh, nope, I'm not. I just want to talk. I don't want to threaten you.
If you want to talk to the boss, she's in the back of the warehouse.
Oh, I know what this is. This is probably where we can find what's her face. Ooh, 250. Thank you. Their Saltuna is Saltuna. A lot of workers. There were Emerald Bay's original supplier before they were... Oh. Oh. We're gonna just... This place needs a little bit of TLC. Oh. Well, hello. This is kind of pretty.
You're probably looking for Velma. Watch out. She's in a mood.
Okay. Well, I am looking for Velma, as it turns out. Do you think this smells like salt water? You know, I do enjoy the smell of salt water. But I grew up in San Francisco, so I grew up smelling the ocean, generally speaking, and I do love the ocean. Water's a bit of a stretch, but I bet it smells salty. So we are looking for Velma. Are you Velma? You are Velma. I feel like we shouldn't talk to her yet. I want to steal that, but I'm not going to because she's right there. Hold on. We've got a journal situation. I've got those pills I gotta get. Weapons from the Void. That's later. Convince Velma to negotiate. Caleb's living off a stash of bits he keeps his home near the diner. If his stash were to go missing, he'd have to return to work. Oh my gosh, I would never do that. Caleb believes Velma's been skimming money out of the warehouse accounts. If you can find proof, he can use it as a leverage to make Velma negotiate. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chat with her about the poster. That's all.
Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, all right? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry.
What are you talking about, Catherine?
Sorry. Seems I got my cables crossed. Thought you were another shakedown tough from Fallbrook.
What?
Hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been running me ragged lately. First, my autoloader foreman stages a walkout, and now my chief pescatological health manager is missing.
Oh, I'm here to ask about Grimm's poster.
This again? I swear, this is the last time I contract for any special requests.
I'm just asking.
You can tell Grimm his poster came in. You can also tell him I got a better offer for it. So now it's going to Nell.
Oh.
That about cover it?
You just giving Grimm's poster away? Didn't he pay for it?
No. I paid Sublight for it. So it's mine. And when Nell pays me for it, it'll be hers. Grimm may have asked for the poster. It's not his until I take his money.
Nephilim says, I'm going to take a walk in the snow, then grab lunch, beer, and read comic books. Enjoy Monarch. Thanks, Nephilim. We're like, the stream's ending, you know, pretty soon anyway. But thank you. And that sounds really lovely, Nephilim. Oh, wait, Nephilim. Wait. What comic books are you reading? You cannot like drop this enticing bit of tease and then not tell us what comic books you're reading. So tell us first and then go. Just like give us the info on what you're reading. That's all. Also, who's Nell?
She runs the betting parlor across the way.
Oh.
Nice professional lady. She asked me about the poster once. Just once. Made a real generous offer, too.
Nell is a PC I just never met. until just before the end. I was doing something else. Oh, interesting. Newest volume of Berserk 40. I've never read that. What is it about? Is it good? I imagine it is. So it's about the money.
Damn right it is.
Well, surely we can work something out.
Sure can. If you want to pay me more than Nell's offering.
You know what? I liked him. And I'm not going to intimidate her. I don't feel like it because I want things from her later. So I'm going to just bribe her. It's a lot of money, but you know what? I stole that money from other people, so I might as well pass it along. Take the 738 bits for the time Grimm's wasted. He'll still pay for the poster.
Damn right he will. Hopefully that'll be the last I see of him for a while. Take the poster then. And if I never hear another word about it, it'll be too soon. Something else on your mind?
Tell me about your missing... Wait, who's this Catherine you mentioned when I first came in here?
Sublight boss out of Fallbrook.
It's a lot of money.
Handles most goods that come in or out of Stellar Bay. Has a mouth like a ground six spacer.
Huh, okay. So, a long-running manga? My favorite manga is Sanctuary by Ikegami and Fumimura. I think the artwork is just brilliant. I really like it. But I also want to read Ikegami's other stuff. Like, so I have to read Crying Freeman, which I know I have to read it. There are a couple other manga that he's done, and I want to read those as well because he does a lot of these kind of like political and interesting stuff, and the art is gorgeous. So I really want to read Crying Freeman, and also I think it's called Heat is another one of his manga. Yeah, and My the Psychic Girl. Thank you, Volpez. Thank you. Right. So those are like, because I have to tell you, I love his art so much. I think it's so gorgeous. And I think I have in a box because I still have not unpacked all my books, and I probably will not now that I'm moving. But I really enjoy his artwork. Some of the most gorgeous stuff I've seen. So I want to sort of just read all of the Crying Freeman and My the Psychic Girl, Heat. I just want to like basically go through all of his work because I love it so much. Yeah. So Nephilim, I know you gotta go, so go. But you know, I'll look into it.
Braxton. He's in charge of getting the fish fat, but also making sure they don't get too many tumors. He's a real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working hours. Comes with living in a free colony, I guess.
He'll come back eventually. You can't constrain a person's freedom.
I can't keep working double shifts either.
Well, that's fair.
Since you don't seem to be constrained yourself, maybe you could check up on him. He lives in the apartments.
Okay.
Tell him Velma said to get his lazy ass down here, or she might start noticing those extra drugs he's been taking from supply.
Wait, you said Braxton has been stealing drugs?
Stealing's such a nasty word. Let's call it skimming.
Do you skim?
And yeah, let's just say I've noticed the stereobiotics we use for the fish would get used a little faster on Braxton's shifts.
Why don't you turn him in?
We're not like those corporate towns where you get fined for sleeping on the wrong side of the bed. Besides, the Spacer's Choice stuff we use is cheap enough. And Braxton knows how to get this Altoona, fat and mostly tumor-free.
I'm gonna think about that. Thanks for the recommend. I'll leave one of my own, Shigeru Mizuki's Showa series, part memoir. Oh, wait, no. Wait. I think I have it. I bought it because they had just, if I remember correctly, they just came out with the English translation not that long ago, so I picked it up. The only problem is it's currently in storage. It's not in storage; it's in boxes, and so I have not pulled it out, so I've not been able to read it yet. But I picked it up because it was like right up my alley, and I'm really excited about reading it. I've got to just figure out what things I'm going to take with me to New York when I'm in New York for a year, and what things I will keep in storage. And I'm thinking about taking that series, the Showa series, and taking that with me down to New York so I can read that, because I picked it up just recently, right before I moved, because I was so excited about it, and I'm going to read it. And so that now, what that means, Nephilim, is because you've made that recommendation, I will be sure to take that with me down to New York so that I can read it while I'm there. I'm going to talk to you later. I don't know what to do about this particular labor situation. I don't know what to do about this. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to investigate. And I'm going to investigate before I end the stream. That's going to be what I do.
Velma seem out of sorts to you?
She's always cranky.
No, I mean more than usual.
Oh, I will try not to get in too much trouble in the last minutes of stream, Marissa. Thank you. It's like I told the British politicians, if someone is in labor, they should go to the hospital. Yes, that's true. I support people in labor going to the hospital. I support it very much. Also, oh, Ellie and Felix are interesting together is all I'm going to say. Workbench. Let's go upstairs and see if there's anything there. Also, it's just a joke. Labor is fine. Well, only if you can go... Hey, look, this is actual salt tuna. So that's exciting. Also, there's so many things that I could procure. Hey, look, it's a building. It's, come on in, y'all. I'm going to steal some stuff, so come into the room. Thank you, but I'm going to shut the doors. Because I'm going to go snooping. The Berman, I'll take that. And also...
Nice going.
I'll take that too. I'm just going to... Just remember to check your local library when they reopen for manga to read. Ooh! Oh, that's a great idea, Bulbas. Yeah, my library's, you know, a little... not at the moment. What do we have here? Personal files. We're going to look. Who are you kicking out for Nyoka? I don't know, PH. I don't know. I don't know. Hack. Why can't I hack? 55? My hack's not good enough. Exit. I need to get my hack up. Why is my hack not good enough? This is inappropriate. My hack is only 50. I have friends who will up my hack, do I not? Do I not? This is true. But I will now, I'm going to get my hack, well, but I could get, yeah, so here's what it is. I've got friends who can get my hack over 50, and I'm gonna have to bring them along. So we're gonna have to get, I see what it is. We need to think about our next leveling and what we're going to do with that next leveling. And I think what we're going to have to do with that next leveling is up persuasion and hack and engineering. Right? We got our leadership above 20, so that's fine. So we can use special attacks now because we couldn't before. But we need to go for our, you know, and or enchants, but we're gonna do that. We're going to have to change our party composition, everyone. We're gonna have to change our party composition. That's what we're gonna do, and that's how we're gonna end our stream. Is that we're gonna have to bring in some new people. Who's our hacker? Is it Parvati, or is it the vicar? One of them. It's, yeah, food time for me. Hey, Grim.
Have you had time to check on that poster yet?
Yeah.
I keep wondering if it's come in.
Yeah, here it is.
Would you look at that? The Rizzo's logo is nice and bright, and you can still smell the ink on Mr. Holcomb's signature. I can't thank you enough.
You're welcome.
Still, you can have the bits I was going to spend at the bar this week. And you know what? Take my old tossball blocker, too. Never get the chance to use it these days.
Thanks. Sure, thanks. That's cool. You didn't need to, but I got a lot of XP. That's cool. Also, there's an elevator. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I get it now. It looks like too many bloody detailed birthstones under my belt. Let's go. Yeah, we're gonna go and find out who we need to take with us to, because somebody, right? I don't know who it is. One of our friends will get up our will increase our hack. I think we're gonna need hack and persuasion is what we're gonna need. So we're going to get a new party complement, and then we're gonna quit, and then I'm gonna eat food and all of that business, and I've got things to tell you all about tomorrow and next week. We've got things going on stream wise that to pay attention to, and we've got a lot of stuff going on. It's gonna be really good actually. So let me put this gun away. By the way, who are our hacking friends? Ellie gives us what? What does she do? She gives us medical. Fine. Felix gives us persuade. That's not bad. Max is the hacker. Okay. Parvati gives us engineering. We're gonna put that in there. We'll accept it. Vicar Max gives us hack. Yeah. And so, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Sam? Sam, what do you do? You give us intimidate, which I don't need right now. Negative reputation per kill, armor rating, range damage. You can find manga online. Oh. They should have called giving birth risky business and not labor. Mm-hmm. Sam makes things go boom. Chance reset ability, cooldown ability use, companion ability damage. Oh, that's not bad. Well, yes. Let's give him extra damage and apply that. Yeah, accept it. So we need Max for the hack and Felix for the persuade. I think that's what we need. Yes. But I will say this, that's going to be a party, isn't it? Like that's going to be a party. Yeah. Okay, Ellie, you got to go, even though I like you. We're going to take Vicar Max with us, and I think this is going to be a bunch of madness. I think it's going to be a bunch of madness because I just don't think that Felix and Max are going to get along well together. I don't think that Max is going to get along well with a lot of people, but here we go. This is it. That's it. But this also is where we're going to quit the game. So here, I'm gonna save it, but you don't need to see me save it. Hey everybody, I want to thank you all for being here. It's been a lovely stream. It was really nice, and that's why you level up leadership. They were my party because I didn't like them very much and I wanted replayability. Oh, it's fine. Max and Vicar used to guiding the ignorant. Are you taking both for a combat part of a mission? Well, I want to chat some first. You know, I want to just do a little bit of chatting. I need to save game. Because right now we're just talking, we're hanging out in town. And hanging out in town should be mellow. Thank you for being here. And so what do I want to tell you? I want to tell you this, I'm Trooper SJP. This is the Academic Foxhole. We have all of the socials if you want to know them. If you want, you can give a follow or subscribe. That's all up here. And we've got a Discord if you want to join them. Take them for town, replace them before you go out of town. That's what I will do, Volpez. That's what I will do. Although I've got Felix kind of fighty, maybe, I don't know. What else do I want to tell you? Also, if you want, you can follow me on Twitter at Academic Foxhole. Also, I have a Patreon at Academic Foxhole if you want to support my RPGs, and you can find the YouTube archive at Trooper SJP. Don't worry about that, Ice Bunny. I'm always helping to keep you out of your brain. Levi comes with chatty, hacky folks, talks to everyone, goes back to the ship, comes out with a combat robot and a combat medic. Yes. When you leave town, you're going with Nyoka anyway. So I'll go with Nyoka and maybe Sam? That would be interesting. Parvati and Sam or Nyoka. Yeah, I think one of those two. And Parvati's, I've got her kind of heavy, so that might be interesting. Maybe Sam. I don't think I've really done anything with Sam much. I'll try that out. Let me tell you what I'm doing for the next 7-day time period. Tomorrow, I have a special session. I will be on Other Dock playing Ghosts of Saltmaw, which is a D&D sci-fi, D&D 5e sci-fi game. And I'm doing a guest spot there. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern over on Other Dock. So you can see me tomorrow at 8 p.m. on Other Dock. Next week on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern, I will be on Nerdsmith. We are Nerdsmith. I'll be at Nerdsmith for their Tavern Talks, Power Hour, for the Power Hour. And then Wednesday evening, I will be doing Witcher, and that's 7 p.m. All of my times. That's not right. It's 8 p.m. It's 8 p.m. That is correct. 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. Thursday at 6 p.m. I'll be playing more Telling Lies and trying to figure out what's going on with the relationships. And then Friday will be another episode of City of Light and Shadow, and that is at 7 p.m. And then Saturday noon will be more The Outer Worlds. So that is all of my stuff. I want to say thank you, everybody, for being here and being wonderful. Crit Switch, I came back to end. Of course, and have a great weekend. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. Have a great stream. I want you to know that I really appreciate you all very much and all the things, all of your support. And I hope to see you all in the Discord. I'm going to go have some food. You should have some food too. Sleep well. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands with soap. 20 seconds. And I will catch you all on the flip side. You all are the best. Bye, everybody.